My eye is fine. Hello. Hello, Murph. You're the first and a member. Hello, hello, hello. I think I fixed my echo too. I had an echo going on and I think it's gone. Hello, welcome in. This live is going to be, depends. Let's see. I need to talk to Cece. Hello, Snowdrop. Hello, Marie. Hello, Marie Dickinson. How are you, sweetheart? You was trying to catch up with game night. Game night was fun. Danny came to visit. And okay, so my eye is feeling better, Snowdrop. I have a doctor's appointment at 1, but I'm thinking about canceling it because my eye is better. It's red in the corner just a little bit, but it doesn't burn anymore. Yeah, it's just red in that, but it doesn't hurt. Oh, thank you, Murph. Okay, I'm coming. Put it right there. Throw it to me. Did you burp? I got it. This is her fourth drink of milk. She doesn't want any more milk. You want a pancake? Okay. I want milk. It's disappointing you said you don't trust me because I was hurt, but you hate Maggot and played her content, shaking my head. To me, people never want to play the truth. When I put it out there, God bless, I adore you and Auntie. Yeah, Lady T, I just think maybe sometimes you just go off and you get upset by some of the wording. I could see you being upset. I could see you questioning me about it, but not, and I'm over it, the whole live you did, because I know you're in your feelings. But I don't dislike you. You're a flippy flop. But I think, I've always had a liking to you. Mommy. Yes, sweetheart. My iPad. Okay, you want me to go get it? Okay, I'll be right back, guys.
Lady Leticia, Leticia, Lady Leticia, Lady Leticia.
What? What?
It's Lady Leticia, Leticia, Lady Leticia, Lady Leticia. It's Lady Leticia, Leticia, Lady Leticia, Lady Leticia.
Okay, I gotta tell you guys something. You know I've had eye issue. Okay. No, I'm not. I was mad. Then I'm good. I like y'all. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Little bit is playing her guitar. Play it, babe. But FYI, if you don't see Victoria, then I'm not all in except for Dani. She was apprehensive because her audience is too large and she didn't want attacked, but y'all should have known something was off. I have no idea what you're talking about, Lady T. Do I snowdrop? Okay, so I think oh, I don't remember seeing Victoria. I didn't know anything about that, Lady T. All I heard was that you pretty much was telling her that you understood her. Sorry. You understood her. You understood the situation. And you hadn't even seen it. You hadn't even seen the whole dialogue that Maggot. Okay, stop a little bit. Stop a little bit. Stop a little bit. Get your guitar. You're so cute. Your iPad is in there on the thingy. Go to the room. It's in the room. Okay, ask Daddy. Yeah, I'm confused. All I know is that you got upset over something I said, and it's okay if you want to be friends with Maggot. It's no one has an issue with that. It's the fact that, our name's being brought up over there. If you're going to be over there, that's fine. I think she would love to be your friend again. to tell you the truth.
Lady Letitia,
I hope I'm on the same page.
Lady Letitia, it's Lady Letitia, Letitia,
No, but in
Lady Letitia,
my interpretation of what happened
Lady
was I made a live and I talked about how I didn't agree with something that you said. You got upset, which is understandable. You didn't say anything that was too much, at least my book, because I know you get upset and you get in your feelings. But
Lady Letitia, Letitia, Lady Letitia, Lady Letitia, it's Lady Letitia,
Murph. And another thing,
Letitia,
Lady T, I'm one of your biggest supporters.
Letitia,
I would support you. I supported you even when you were over there with Maggot for a while until you start cussing me out. Then I had to back up. But when you left Maggot, I was supportive. I felt like I was. And yeah, I really did. I thought we all were supportive of you. And
it's Lady Letitia,
no one is knocking the fact that you were on Maggot's panel. So big deal. I've been in her chat before talking crazy.
Lady Letitia,
But, we were indirectly mentioned.
Letitia, Lady Letitia, Lady Letitia,
No, Ralph really thinks he's this hunk of a man, and Maggot keeps telling him to show his body. I believe Maggot took Golden's boyfriend, Ralph. Okay, guys, my eye. It doesn't hurt like it did yesterday and the day before. It actually feels a lot better. So I don't feel like I need to go to the doctor. Should I cancel my doctor's appointment?
Lady Letitia, it's Lady Letitia, Letitia, Lady Letitia.
Naive. Ooh, Lady T, you came, why didn't you let us in on the joke? Mm-mm. It really sounded like, to be honest with you, like you was sincere about the situation, even when you had a conversation with her the last time, Lady T, the last conversation you had with her when she kicked you off her panel. You was trying to let her know that what she said was her tone and stuff was off, but she got mad at you because you accused her. And then I think that's when everything went south. But that's how I saw it. Yeah, I just think, and no disrespect, but it reminds me of when you went off on Sean. You got really highly upset with him, and all I could think about was if she could just calm down, this would blow over, and the relationship with you and Sean, I think, would have made it. I honestly do. But you snapped like you do. Well, I think you choose not to trust people. Let me tell you something. Oh, okay. No. Honestly, listen, Lady T, here's this to be true. Danny and I and Auntie Mickey, and I can definitely speak for myself, and I heard Danny say it the other night, that she gave you the opportunity. It's twice. And both times you trashed, got online and said some things. And so who's the it feels like we can't trust you. Cause I don't know when you're gonna snap, when you're gonna go off, when you're gonna get mad. And I'm not a flippy flopper because I learned my lesson from Maggot. Trusting her, giving her the benefit of the doubt, and believing that she was on the up and up. But come to find out, she was a fraud. But so when you say you couldn't trust anyone, that's your choice. That was your choice to trust and believe what people are saying. Because over here, we meant you no harm. None whatsoever. In my book, we befriended you. We invited you in. We understood your story with Maggot. Me and you had something in common because of the Maggot situation. And like Auntie Mickey said, there is nothing wrong with forgiveness and moving on. And like she said, just not being in the mess and whatever. I totally get that. All right. Right. I get it. But here's the thing. I'm an open book. You can come to me and say, hey, Letitia, I didn't like the fact what you said about me and Maggot. That's not how it's going down. And honestly, I just said you were making excuses for her, or they were excuses for her to get away with the behavior that she has. Maggot has bad behavior traits. And that in that particular time, I was not going to give her a pass. And you just so happened to be the one that was letting her know it's not a big deal what you did, and let's move on. But, she didn't take it well. You never took any of us to court or doxed us. Why would you? Why would we give you a reason to do any of those things to us? And I've never did those things to you as well, Lady T. I've never doxed you. I've never tried to take you to court. I see what you're saying. You're trying to say that's the shit that Maggot did. That is true. That is true. I am not, I say I'm just disappointed, but I kind of expected, because you do go off and you're reactional. But I don't have anything against you, Lady T. I honestly think you're a great person and just a little confused sometimes. But and when I say confused, I mean with where you want to be as far as, do you want to be Maggot's friend? And there's nothing wrong with that. And just say as much. Say, hey, girl, I thought about it, and the situation that's going down right now, I don't agree with it. And hey, can we hang out? That's, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of people in my chat that go and watch her and support her.
Lady Letitia. It's Lady Letitia.
That's true. I'll give you that. That's true. I did. I went live, and I thought about it when I went live. And I also thought to Lady T how it was going to come across, because I didn't want it to come across like I was attacking you. So, okay, I'll give you that. I probably shouldn't have went live. I probably should have just come to you in private and said, hey, Lady T, what's up? I'll give you that. 100%. Right. She is Merv. She's the girl that nobody lets in the club, but then she wants to hang around the cool kids. Maggot. Me neither. I got my little one. Okay, my eye is doing much better. I'm not going to the doctor. And I'm going to make a eye exam appointment next week, because my vision is, as I get older, my vision is doing something weird to do. Hello, Jaguar Wrong. Good to see you. Hello, J Fame. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, there is a video that I want to play of Dani. She just did the live, actually. And it's on Ben. And some of the things that Ben says is deplorable. He talks about kids and women in a way that is grotesque. Yeah. And you have to judge for yourself on everything. Judge for yourself. Don't take anybody's word for it. Listen to it. Listen to the way he sounds, the way he talks. And then you can create your own judgment. Yes. Marie, I agree with you on that. Hello, High Rise. Hello, Marie. Yeah, I am. I'm not going to hold anything and be grudgy and stuff like that. I'm not even holding anything against Maggot. I don't hate her. And I have forgiven her for myself. So I won't have anger built up inside of me and all, feeling a certain kind of way. But do I like her? Hell no. I can't stand her. And for the first time in my life that I can remember, I've never been in a situation where I dislike someone as much as I dislike her. And I have my reasons. But not only do I have my reasons for my personal situations like the court and all of that, but just her statements on Black Americans, Americans as a whole, the way every American should be appalled. by Maggie's behavior. I'm just saying. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jaguar, I like the Reese's mix bag and the salted pretzels and popcorn as well as the cups. Ooh, yummy, yummy, tummy. That sounds good. Okay, let's play a little bit of Dani's live. Let's see, where are we? Where is it? Okay, hold on. Whoa, 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 your boat.
Talking about the motherfucking hate. They know exactly who the fuck they are.
Okay, hold on.
The motherfuckers who the hit dog, they know who they are. I ain't talking about every single person. Whoever the fuck.
I don't know what I did with it. Here we go. Okay. So this is Ben, whatever. Ben, whoever you want to call it. Again, this is a little bit of Dani's live from earlier. And I just want to go over it a little bit. I will be putting her link in the chat so you guys can go check it out. Her live, she just did it today, so I won't be playing a lot of it. Whoa, let's give it up for High Rise for being a member for 12 whole months. Whoa! Let's give it up. Let's put some fanages in the chat for our one and only, the High Rise. Thank you, sweetheart, for being a member for 12 months. I hope that the information I have out there is interesting. Okay, Lady T. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you guys determine for me if, in fact, that if Ben should be on this intranet or banned it. Because again, he talks about kids and he talks about adults in a way that is very repulsive. Let's listen a little bit.
Always that he's gonna give a prayer. Oh my gosh. And people will say, you know, there's nothing wrong with praying at any time. They will say there's nothing wrong with praying. There is nothing wrong with praying, even in the good times, the bad times, negative times, positive times, whatever, even with negativity. Usually that is something that is leading up to a moment to where people end in prayer or they begin in prayer. If you begin in prayer, you already know what's coming ahead and you know that it's something that, you know, will get a stamp of approval from God. If you end in prayer, sometimes something could be negative, but you could end in prayer because there was some sort of resolution or some sort of moment that led up to it, to where there was some sort of forgiveness or something sanctified or holy happened, that it would end in the prayer. But, you know, for him to begin a lie where he knows that he's going to be saying all sorts of things, that's blasphemous, okay?
Prayer mode for the next 10 minutes. Grand Rising.
So he starts his live with prayer mode for the next 10 minutes, make him seem like he's this great guy, he's religious, he's going into some sort of prayer mode. This is going to be a good live, and it's blessed by some sort of holy, some sort of spirituality or something.
And rise and grand rise. We're in prayer mode for the next 10 minutes. Let us pray, my people. Let us pray.
So then it's.
I also want to say this too, Lady T. It's like you're confused and you're not sure. It's like you're not sure. And then even though when you're not sure, you get online and you start snapping. And then I'm like, okay, what is she saying? What is she saying? But like you said, you know, I didn't have to do a live. I didn't. I did do one. But I really do think that you put yourself into this mess. You had our friendship. You had our trust. At least I know you did. And then it's and that's the thing. That's the thing. Sometimes Lady T gets upset really quick. A hot temper, I would say. Hold on.
It's 10 minutes of silence of supposed prayer. Why would someone do this? Why? I'm going to be skipping through, by the way, Pumpkin. Why would someone start their live off with this way when they know they're going to be messy? Listen, I don't, bring God into my mess. I'll discuss that more later, but hold on. Let me skip forward. Let's see. I'm going to go past this part where it's a silence. And in my opinion, when people play like this with the word of God, they have wicked intentions. They don't have good intentions at all. If you are someone that really believes in God and you are religious, you do not play with God's name. You don't. Like, you feel like lightning will come down and go boom and get you if you actually play with God's name. That's something you just don't do. So when people just out here just like doing things and just adding God's name into it, they are not really, in my opinion, spiritual people, because they will be scared to do it. I'm for real. You'll be, in my opinion, you are someone that will be scared to say certain things or do certain things with God's name because you just don't want, oh Lord. So that's why I say some people are just not really being truthful as to their beliefs. Hold on.
What's good, family? We are in the building. So much to talk about. The voice is kind of sharp. I was fucking with Rich last night over there at Sammy's.
Yeah, arguing with Rich. And Rich, as someone that's in the LGBTQIA plus community, and you go on and on sometimes about other people saying homophobic slur and this and that, and preaching to people and like trying to educate people or school people on the LGBTQIA plus community. But guess what? You're not a good representative of that community when you sit there and let you tolerate what Ben says and like it's kind of like you give him a cosign, or you don't really speak out against what he's saying sometimes, or what he does. Sometimes you like go against our combative, but for a lot of the times you're not really doing as much or as such. So I find it kind of selective, to be honest, to where you call out some people for being homophobic and then not others. That's selective outrage. If you actually want to call out homophobia, it should be towards everyone, not just people that you dislike.
Oh, the shit just was crazy. I had a good time overall, though. But today is before us.
But I will say this: Rich did say that, oh my gosh, that that Ben is closeted. He was saying certain things like that, and he was calling him out for some of the statements he said. So even someone in the LGBTQIA+ community, a gay male recognized that you were closeted. So everyone is pretty much picking up on that fact. So now it's come on out the closet.
Yes, here. So much to be thankful for. We gonna get messy today, y'all. We gonna get messy.
So right after his 10 minutes of silence of let's pray and let's pray, and then he says we're gonna get messy. Why would you say we're gonna get messy today after you just had your 10 minutes of silence for a so-called prayer? Very interesting. And you know what type of mess he does? Vulgarity, predatory language, beefing, drama, stuff. This is not what you do. Start off with let's pray, 10 minutes of silence for a so-called prayer, then let's get messy, and you know what type of mess you're going to get into. That doesn't make any sense. For me, if I know I'm about to be messy, I'm not putting God at the beginning of my mess like God told me to do it. When I drag people, that is Dani Robertson. God is not saying, Dani, go live and drag somebody. Okay, so I'm not going to pray at the beginning of it. When I talk about mess, that is me. When I'm being shady, that is me. When I'm being sarcastic, that is me. I do not put God on the front end of my fucking foolishness. Okay, my foolishness. And act like God is co-signing my mouth or anything I'm doing. Even right now, I don't even want to bring up God into this live when it's a certain topic, but I have to address this topic. So with that being said, God in this way, for him, he's using God as a cover up for his actions. It's no different from a pastor or a preacher or a Catholic priest in the church, but doing wicked behavior, but covering up, like living a double life. Okay, you cannot say, "Oh, let us pray," and then turn around and make live, nasty, sexually degrading and inappropriate comments. This is like a form of damage control, using this as like he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Definitely use the Bible as a shield for his nasty behavior to hide behind. Because a lot of times, if you find out that someone is religious, you automatically assume that they're a good person. So, because that sometimes people say, okay, well, they believe in God or some sort of higher power, they would not be harmful. They're not a bad person. So some people use that. Oh, I'm a God-fearing man, and that's where you're like, oh yeah, he fears God, so he's not going to be a bad person. But then that he could be the worst person on the planet. So it's the cloak and the shield of that, right? So then we go to a different timestamp.
Hi, Lily.
And then we're also going to get into a little bit of Val versus Maggot and some other issues within the sector. And don't forget, tonight I will be on my main channel going over I received on the RO effect, okay? We will be going over that. And also we will be doing the back to school drive, okay? Not drive, giveaway. So make sure you're studying for that by studying the Danny Monroe music. Okay, so let me go to here. So what is the purpose of his live? Now I will say this: obviously, most content creators on this sector are not trying to be on here all day and night for free. Obviously, okay. So his intention is obviously to get monetized, and I don't believe for one second he's interested in Samuel. I believe that those two are just together because it gets clicks and views, and they feel like that's the most attention they ever got was when they had the Ben and Samuel storyline, which is quickly fading and dying down. So now they're back together to try to revive that storyline. And to be honest, I didn't even finish reviewing their videos on them at all. I had moved on to a different topic because I lost interest, and I think a lot of people have lost interest in it, right? But since that was the time where they got a lot of views, they are trying to reignite that and refuel that whole dynamic.
You said you family. You pop. Damn, my shit. You know, I was screaming last night. My shit is. Hey, Sammy gave me that practice last night. You know, and we here in the morning, kept my word to the people. We doing this motherfucker. We gonna turn this shit into an all-day show. You know, we don't know how long and I think y'all know Benjamin need about an hour first before this shit get messy. And I think y'all Polo put up, let him on, because he was over there in the trenches last night. You know, he was definitely in the trenches. We had a family affair last night, and it was an open panel. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely an open panel. You know, we gonna pull Sammy from the mess to the progress of elevating. And she already elevated. Sammy is monetized. She on the road to get the most hated family monetized.
So he says that Sammy's already monetized, which we know, and then he says that she is on the road to getting the most hated family monetized. So anyways, their intent is to get, obviously, his channel monetized, and that's why he really wants to be around Samuel, is to get his channel monetized. Nothing wrong with getting monetized. My thing is the type of content that he wants to monetize is sexually predatory content, blasphemous stuff, and people can do what they want to do, but it's just weird. And my thing is this: let me say this is what I'm really trying to say. They are intentionally being provocative and doing shock content and saying things to get people to respond and get people under people's skin to get a reaction, so then they could get the clicks and the views, because the clicks and views come when people start yelling at each other, fussing at each other, arguing back and forth, being vulgar towards each other. And this whole get off your chest Monday every live is where the views come in when people tune in. Okay, obviously in the drama.
Hi, yes, this is Letitia. I have an appointment at 1 o'clock today, and I was calling to cancel it. Yeah, it seems to be doing very much better, my eye. Okay, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Almost sector, people are going to tune in to where people are beeping and arguing, yelling at each other.
People are going to tune in. They are going to tune in when people are beeping and arguing. Guys, hello, Queenie. Thank you so much. I'm okay. I was having an eye issue, and the eye seems to be doing a lot better. And I just called and canceled my appointment, so we're good there. Thanks, Queenie. Hello, Diane. Welcome in. I'm not sad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to look sad. I'm not disappointed. Everything is fine. Thanks for asking. However, we were talking about, my eye seems to be okay now. It seems to be good. Yeah, because my eye was doing something weird to do. So yeah, no, people are going to gather around when their people are beefing and arguing and going back and forth with each other. And that's what Ben's channel is really about, beefing all the time. He's always saying something that's grotesque or disrespectful and cringe when he's talking about kids or women or men. Let's see what else he has to say.
compared to on a serious topic. So that's common sense, okay? My thing is they are intentionally doing things to profit off of a Get Off Your Chest Monday every day. And we all know Cat Medusa was the first one to do, like, she did a Get Off Your Chest Monday, and she used to do it every Monday only. Now the new thing is to do that whole Get Off Your Chest Monday every day in every live, okay? And like I said, y'all will soon find out that that's not sustainable. And by sustainable, that means that that's not the type of content that YouTube likes, and you're not going to be here for, your channel won't survive for like 5 years, like some channels have, like mine, like my main channel has, because of the type of content you're doing. But hey, don't listen to me.
You know, I was in process to get the Most Hated Family JR's on board to get us over here, and we are on board.
So he's telling people are all working together and networking together to get his channel monetized. So that's their goal and their objective. And do what you are going to do. I'm even going to start my own network, like I said. And by the way, I never said I was moving to a different sector. Why would I say I'll move to a different sector when I have stalkers? Stalkers follow me at wherever I go. I said I was starting a network. That's a network means collaboration. That doesn't mean moving sectors. Fix it, Jesus. Even if I did try to move sectors, a lot of stalkers will still be tagging me to attach themselves to me. So I know there's no way I can really fully move to a different sector. I can myself, but then there still will be attachments to me. Okay. So I'm not stupid to say that.
You know, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna mind our own business. You know, if they won't smoke, I'm jumping out there first for them.
And this is what I want to say to that monetization. You don't need to do sexually explosive language or predatory language to get clicks and views and to get monetized or try to get subscribers or attention to your channel. Why do you have to do that type of content where it goes to those levels?
Do you think that he does it and don't realize that he's doing it? Do you think that he is saying this language and talking about women and children and being very disgusting for clicks and views? Or do you believe that he can't help himself, which is worse? If you can't help yourself.
Why? So most people would not care what type of content they were doing if it were not this type of content where it's predatory. That's when it becomes weird and cringe, where people are gonna be like, oh, and they're like, oh, why y'all hating, y'all jealous at the numbers and views? I'm like, you know that anyone could do that? I could easily open up my channel and have a bunch of people comment on my panel, yelling and screaming, and then next thing I know, in about a few months, I'll be terminated because of the type of content that's on my channel. No, thank you. There's a reason why people go to y'all's channel, even freaking iHo and others. They go to y'all channels to scream and holler and make threats, say vulgar things and inappropriate things that get them deemed. When iHo is on her channel, she privates the live. She privates all her lives. She does not leave them up. She does not want to be terminated. However, Ben and some of y'all other people, y'all leave y'all lives up, so they just up. So when YouTube does their review of your channel, then boom, your channel could disappear any day. So people like that will get your channel fucked up, and then they will hide their videos on their channel. So don't think that you're not doing something anyone else can do the same thing you're doing. People choose not to because they're trying to protect their channel, and it's not our fault, to be honest, that you're not protecting yours. Okay. So y'all like, oh, I'm getting views because you're doing stuff that other people won't do. You're doing things outside of the bounds of YouTube. And most people don't want that on their channel. It's not that people can't do it, it's just they don't want to, because it's not gonna their channel's gonna get deemed.
Hold on. Be on some other time. You know what I'm saying? I asked the queen, is it okay to bring us a trigger? It's okay, Dad. We're gonna do it for the content, you know. Sammy is watching. She got a problem with it. We put in the motherfucking plug.
And there it goes. We're gonna do it for the content. Now, what is for the content? Anything for clicks and views. And we've already seen it with Sam. She'll do anything for clicks and views to get attention or to get numbers to her channel, to get the money, and things like that. We've seen it. Okay. So that's their goal, is to do anything for clicks and views, and they need drama and mess to do that, right?
Right.
Jelly, you went in the building last night, Jelly? Oh, you got to catch it. Me and Rich was bumping all night. You know,
let me feel for it.
You know,
I'm just giving a little context before I get into the other part.
Up there with the kumbaya, Ben, y'all stop this shit. I'm more food that you can motherfucker that your family can consume. Why not give it to your neighbors, bro? You don't have to waste fuck. I don't give a fuck. I work for you, did. I told Tamika I'm definitely helping Tamika. Y'all don't have to. I'm asking y'all. You know, I'm definitely behind the scenes, you know, today. Most definitely, you know, find it, find one, definitely got to do it. Because that could be anybody. When I tell y'all, it's just like when it was Boy Cotton Eye. No, bring her whole back. Same thing with family. It could be anybody. I'm gonna turn different, y'all. Don't think, oh, big.
That's it right there, Queenie. He may have been locked up and don't know how to appropriate conversations or communicate without the disturbing content that he uses. But Queenie says, if Ben was recently released, it's just possible he don't know how to handle talk, like he needs public relations management. But that's why he needs to get to log off. Comment of the moment goes to a Queenie. That's right, a Queenie. I agree with you 100%. Because here's the thing. If he's not doing it on purpose, but he is doing it. It is coming out. He is talking about women and children. He is being have predatorial behavior. Like Dani said, he had to envision these things. They keep popping up in his mind. Yeah, I think he just don't know. I think he needs to be taught. I think it's not easy for him to stop the disgusting behavior. And like a Queenie said, until you can get it right, maybe you need to exit to the left. Because your content is appalling. Once again, Sammy's sitting there listening to this vile, disgusting person say this. She cried when she was disrespected. But what about this, Sammy? Why is it okay for your man to go around degrading women and children and men on this platform, and you sit there like a lump on the wall, a lump on the log or whatever you're sitting on, and allowing him to and encouraging the behavior because you have sold out for clicks and views? Yeah, preach it, a Queenie. It says something about your character. It's like she's saying, teach people how to treat you, so we teach him how to treat us. This is not okay, Ben. No. It's not. Anything for a click and view. Exactly. He doesn't even, it sounds like Diane was saying, he doesn't respect himself. How's he going to respect others? His mouth is out there. He doesn't snowdrop. That's right. I'm sorry. This is predatory behavior. This has been in him for many years. What did he really get locked up for? Do we really know? Good question, Lisa B. I have no idea, but it don't sound like it was a walk in a park. To be locked up, you kept doing something that you knew could end on getting locked up. Getting you locked up. Exactly. He did. Exactly. He does. He has that type of personality. Like you've been incarcerated. He has to learn the hard way. Yes. Hopefully he learns. But is he not understanding that what he does and says is offensive? And you can't really go by what Sammy is talking about because Sammy is windmilling for him. Go, Ben, go, go. I think if he was my man, I'll be embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed by him. And so it would never work. Snowdrop. At all. I would be totally embarrassed. Just like, really? You're going to say that? And when you say it, you're talking, you're disrespecting me as well because I'm a woman. But no, according to Sammy, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. You can say what you want. Oh, Benny do. Exactly, a Queenie. I understand there could be an actual disconnect there, but I still don't want him close with me, girlfriend. I know that's right. Sorry, I'm getting my salad. If you guys don't mind, I might be eating just a little bit. I'm a little hungry. Yeah, I agree with you, Queenie. Why would I want to associate myself or be around someone like Ben? I would be in Snowdrop. I would be so embarrassed if he was my man. My man. Totally embarrassed. Totally just forget that.
You support them motherfuckers, they hate you. And this was a part of the conversation last night with what Tree's going through. And I brought up adopting kids, you know. And if Trees had if I would adopt Trees' kid, a baby, I'm not adopting no grown ass kids, Miss Val, like I told you.
And here he says he wants to adopt a baby. He will not adopt like a grown child, like a 6-year-old or anything. He says he wants to adopt an infant to raise and protect that child. Have y'all heard the comments he made towards Claudia's newborn baby?
Yeah.
The comments he has made towards nomad children.
Yeah.
This is not the one that should be honest and be around children at all, based on the stuff he has said about children.
Exactly.
Completely gross, exploiting comments about them being raped by people across Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Just completely, no.
He said what he would do
And I
to
told
them.
Xavier, no, I'm not. And I'm privileged. The Most High put me in a position, and I can adopt.
And there he goes. He's upset. Oh, he can't adopt kids. Of course, you probably want to. Wink, what you want to do? Okay. Let me be careful with my words a little bit here, but let me say this. I'm not saying that someone cannot adopt children or do adoption or even talk about adoption. And I'm also not saying that someone.
You have to be in a 2-family home, don't you? You can't adopt a child if you're single. Well, maybe you can.
Past cannot change.
But he definitely cannot adopt a child because he has a record.
Okay.
Right, Snowdrop?
I am saying that when you are someone that has repeatedly crossed boundaries involving women, infants, children, babies, and said a lot of sexual harassing comments, sexual assaultive language, predatory language comments, and things like that, and especially involving children, even newborns. People are absolutely allowed to look at you sideways with their peripheral and be like, I know you ain't talking about adopting no children.
Okay.
You? No, not the way you talk. How can you talk about you having a baby, a newborn baby, you're going to protect the child, but you're not even respecting the children that already exist in the world, that are already out here, and other children? You don't show respect towards children.
No, he doesn't.
How you talk about other people's kids says a lot about you. how you joke about babies and newborn babies, it says a lot about you. Because to think those things, to say those things, you have to be thinking those things and visualizing those things. And what you said about the newborn baby, a plotter, about the male newborn and someone doing something sexually to that child through the rectum area. Okay, I'm not going to repeat it. Was inappropriate. What you said about Nomad's twins, not twins, my bad. Nomad's kids. One I think is 8, and I think the other one is I can't remember what age, but under 8. What you said about those children and how you would put them on the blade to prostitute them, to exploit them and pretty much traffic them, and how you also have a grown man sexually assault them, and that man has to also have the House of Virginia, so they can be affected as well as assaulted. And comments you made like that towards children leads me to believe that you should not have possession of a child. Are you going to talk that way in front of your own children? And then we have a new comment today, our new audio. Like I said, I heard it on Hips on Live first. It was on Ben's channel, but again, I didn't watch that 10-hour live to hear it. So I did hear it when someone told me that Hips on Live was playing a clip, so I went to see what it was about. And by the way, no, I did not watch the full Hips on Live video either, just enough so I could hear that clip. I'll be honest, okay? And like I said, I don't watch everyone's.
Let me tell you, it was so disgusting what he said about Plotter, a newborn, and he said about Nomad's twins on what he would do to them. It was, I can't repeat it. It was so vulgar and so disgusting. And said that he hopes that they get the HIV, the HIV disease. Yeah, after it happens to them. This is what he said about Nomad's kids. It was very disgusting. All right.
Lives. I don't have time to watch everyone's lives in its totality and full, okay? But yeah, that's why people are uncomfortable hearing him talk about adoption and disturbed by it, okay?
Adoption.
Okay, let me go to a different timestamp really quickly.
That is so crazy. Adoption.
Know what to do if you don't know what direction to take. And so I when you were talking about her, it just really touched my heart. And
What?
I know that you were saying if anybody could do anything or donate anything, but what I wanted to do is I just wanted to ask you, is it okay to pray for her as a group and just kind of speak out on her behalf or anybody's behalf in the chat? I think it would be helpful for us to just kind of, I always call it reaching out to God on one another's behalf. I think that would be a good idea. We just in a time right now where we all are just kind of going through, if not financially.
So then I'm not gonna go through this whole thing because she gives a prayer and things like that. She talks about God and healing and such. And there's nothing wrong with this, by the way. It's just the context and the video that is in,
Right.
And what someone is using her for in this video, right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not mocking prayer. There's nothing wrong with prayer at all. Our faith or believing in God, of course not. I believe in it myself.
Right.
I'm talking about the contradiction of this whole thing and the blasphemy of it, to be honest. Because after they pray, after this prayer is given, and after all the spiritual talk and language, and I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Talking about like we need God, etc. The live turns then into some layer into some
That's
predatory
right,
language, a bunch of mess.
And Lisa B.
It's very provocative and it's very it's not a good live, okay? So people can do what they want. Don't say, oh, but Dani's saying that prayer shouldn't be here and prayer should be there. Prayer should always be wrong. It's for you if you want to believe that you can, but for me, I just know that this is an agenda and a goal to act like he's some sanctified, God-fearing, holy man, righteous man, and that he's a good person, and he's using God as a shield or cloak to give that it's a facade in his faith. Okay, most people that are God-fearing are religious. They don't mix mess and drama and beef and this whole lie. They would not mix God or entangle God into that. And in fact, they probably would pray after the live or ask forgiveness for some of the things they said in the live, much less add God to it. I'm just being honest. So having someone pray over the space, and then later that same space becomes nasty and very, very much so inappropriate. Okay, and then expect everyone to act like it's normal. Like, is this normal to everyone else? Because you know everyone is raised differently. But how I was raised, this is not something normal.
It's not
right?
normal.
There's a time and a place for everything, and that wasn't a lot. That wasn't a time or a place for it. So let's put God on
Hello,
this.
Juanita.
And so people will think this is a healed space or a godly space. Let's pray to make people think that this is some sort of healing moment or growth, or this is some sort of spiritual moment. Or, I don't know. Let's mask this whole mess up in a bowl and in the present, and pretend like this is some sort of sanctified rapper. I don't know. It's just y'all. It's just so weird. It's just weird. It's just weird. Now I've seen things where people have. There is some sort of negative action or some sort of negative incident or argument or altercation or something, and then someone comes in and they come in, they break it up, and then people have some sort of reconciliation. There's some sort of healing or some sort of fixing or some sort of washing of the beef, and they might end in a prayer or end in something spiritual, and that's fine. But to start off a live where you know that's going to turn left and get wicked, that's when it becomes cringe. If you know that your upcoming live is going to be very, very, to be honest, wicked, I don't see why you would start a prayer with leading into that wickedness. That's when it becomes blasphemous, in my opinion. Okay, so let me go ahead and get to a different time. So I was going to give a shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to Chrissy T and also Lisa. Thank you so much for donating to the Back to School giveaway. So I will tally that up later to where we'll have more giveaways. I definitely appreciate it. And I definitely do, yes. So we have more people that will be helped with this situation of back to school. Also, shout out to Loki. Thank you so much for the fan funding. Yes. And also shout out to Corinne as well. Thank you so much for the fan funding. And everybody else, remember, support my channel.
Okay, we are going to move on. Let me put Dani's link in the chat. This is a new live that she did today. Go check it out. I'll finish watching it. I'm not gonna play the whole thing again. She just played this live earlier today. So I'm gonna put her link in the chat. And guys, go check out the rest of her live. Yes. Now, according to the Nolan situation, it sounds like there's an autopsy that's been released. However, I don't know much about the autopsy. So let's see real quick. This is TMZ.
Two big developments on a legal front in the Nolan Wells case today. The first involves his mother, Christine Wells Wansley, filing to get social media information from all of Nolan's accounts. This is from Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Life360, Snapchat, and TikTok. She has subpoenaed all of those companies to hold all data related to Nolan's accounts. Also, she wants all the information for anyone who's ever communicated with Nolan on those platforms. She wants all of that material saved to make sure that those companies don't erase it from their, from their servers. And clearly, she is hoping that that information is going to be relevant at some point if there is a lawsuit she files, and also it could potentially help law enforcement if they find that there is foul play and there is more of an investigation to go here. Because as you know, all those companies, yes, they save all this information from their people who use their platforms, but at some point, and it's different for every company, those things get erased after a certain amount of time. By serving this subpoena to them, she makes sure that it will be saved if it's needed in the future. So that could be very relevant in the near future. The other development has to do with one of Nolan's friends, a guy named Bart Edmiston. Bart Edmiston Jr. Was the subject of a lot of online rumors where people were saying that that Bart might have been jealous of Nolan because the girl that all the friends have said Nolan was hanging out with on Horn Island on July 4th, Katie McCormack, there were people saying that Bart used to be in a relationship with Katie McCormack, and they pointed to an old Facebook photo saying, there it is. That's how you know Bart was jealous of Nolan, and they're insinuating that he had something to do with Nolan's death. Well, Bart has lawyered up, and his lawyer issued a statement saying, one, that photo of Bart and a girl is not Katie McCormack, and also he flatly denies having anything to do with Nolan Wells' death. And also, Bart wanted to make it clear that he has participated in the investigation. He went to police, said he sat with investigators, gave them his phone, allowed them to go through the phone, get whatever information they needed, and he told them everything that he saw happen on July 4th. Here's how Bart is connected to Nolan's friends. So you know that Nolan went out to Horn Island with a group of friends on their boat. And then that boat left the island, according to witnesses and according to GPS data, left the island at 4:30. Nolan, we're told by his friend Warren, Nolan did not get on that boat. But you know that that's the boat that had trouble. Their pump wasn't working, they were taking on water, and they were afraid they were gonna sink. They made the call to the towing company, but ultimately the tow company did not come out because Bart Edmiston came by in his boat, saw his friends, and actually gave them a tow and allowed the water to get off their boat, and then they continued back to the mainland. So Bart says he not only spoke to investigators, but gave them the names of 20 people. He believes there were 20 people between his boat and the other boat with Nolan's friends who all saw this happen, that saw him give them a tow. And he's given all those names to investigators. So he wants to make it clear he had nothing to do with Nolan's death, and he is doing everything he can to help the investigation.
What do you guys think about Bart? Said he's the 21-year-old that was on the boat. And pretty much he hasn't, they're trying to say that, you know, maybe it was Bart that had something to do with Nolan's unaliving. And he has lawyered up. He's spoken to police. He named 20 people that may have seen or what happened to Nolan. So he's cooperating with the investigation. But somebody saw something. And I believe over all those people that were on the boat, nobody knows nothing. Here we go. Hold on. Okay. So I think, hold on, this is what I wanted to show you.
Well, the investigation into the death of Nolan Wells continues. NBC News is learning that the Mississippi State autopsy is now complete. Aaron Gilchrist has more on the new videos emerging from the day he disappeared.
Tonight, that state autopsy report now in the hands of investigators. The results have not been made public. The examination of Nolan Wells' body was conducted on July 7th, one day after he was found dead at the Barrier Island, where he spent the 4th of July holiday with friends. This as new video surfaces appearing to show Nolan at different points during the day. The Officer Tatum podcast posting surveillance video from the boat launch where Nolan and his friends departed on the morning of July 4th. The podcast also airing video and NBC News analysis confirms is from Horn Island on July 4th. You see dozens of boats and people in the water, the show's host claiming Nolan is among them. Another clip aired on the podcast appears to show Nolan's friend's boat being towed. Nolan does not appear to be on it. One of Nolan's friends who traveled home on the boat said they left because the boat malfunctioned and that Nolan decided to stay behind. Meanwhile, Nolan's mother, as administrator of his estate, making several legal moves, this week sending subpoenas to several social media companies for information and content from his accounts. Today, Nolan's mother again asking her community to speak up.
We are begging, if anyone knows anything, his friends, strangers, please call the hotline.
Aaron Gilchrist, NBC News.
It's horrible.
Reporting live from Ibis Club, Fight Plus News, I'm Janab. Breaking news coming out of Mississippi. The case of Nolan Wells is getting its latest update and first arrest, as a man by the name of Joseph Alfredo Vasquez Dumars is now in custody after sending threats to Warren Hudson's stepmother and Judge Ashley Cole at the top of July. As you should know, Cole, whose stepson Warren Hudson is one of Nolan Wells' friends, whom he traveled by boat with to Mississippi's Horn Island before Wells would be found washed ashore 2 days later, would find herself under a large amount of ridicule after she would release a statement on her Facebook account. In her statement, she would mainly go on to defend her stepson against accusations that he may be behind Wells' passing. She would go on to write, "My husband and I were not at Horn Island at any point on 4th of July. No one in our family is trying."
Brandon Tatum, police officer, now former, I assume, because he's doing a podcast, but he has been all over this case. He's been doing a great job. And he obtained video.
No, he hasn't. And I'm not going to listen to it.
The Mississippi family of Nolan Wells is searching for answers after the teen's mysterious death this month. It's still unclear how Wells' body ended up on the shoreline of a coastal island 2 days after a boating trip with friends. Now the family's lawyers are asking multiple tech companies to preserve relevant social media and phone records. Nolan's cause of death is undetermined, according to an independent autopsy and an independent pathologist. The state autopsy reportedly is complete, but the results are not yet public. His parents now calling on anyone who saw something to please say something.
Today we are begging, because I'm not too proud to beg. We are begging, if anyone knows anything, his friends, strangers, please call the hotline, because we will not be able to rest until we get answers.
The attorney for Wells' family says they've hired audio engineers to review a distress call made from a boat the day Nolan disappeared.
To bear in mind, baby girl is
are announcing that we have the audio from the officials, and we have retained and are consulting with some of the foremost audio engineering experts to review those audio tapes from the CETO call in its entirety. We also, and Attorney Hertz may go into greater detail on these matters, have consulted President Mariel with oceanic engineering experts to talk about how these facts are lining up. The fact that they say Nolan's body was found in the same location where they say they left him at. And so we want to know, how is that possible with the oceanic tides? We want the experts. I mean, you got low tides and high tides. It's not adding up. So we are going to dot every I and cross every T until we find out what happened to Nolan Wells. Attorney Hertz will also go into a little more detail, and Attorney Park, about how we're trying to coordinate with Dr. Roger Mitchell, who conducted the independent autopsy of Nolan Wells, to be able to inspect his throat that was missing with his body when he was flown to do the autopsy with Dr. Mitchell. Also, we are hopeful that they will discuss with Dr. Mitchell the photographs and observations made at the time when Nolan was first discovered, because Dr. Mitchell did not get an opportunity until July 10th to be able to examine his body. And at that time, we know the airways and the lungs had already been dissected and so forth. So we can't tell if there was the presence of water or not. That would suggest whether he drowned or not. And remember what Dr. Roger Mitchell said in his autopsy. President Mariel, he talked about the fact that to say he drowned does not draw the conclusions of what happened to Nolan Wells. He said it is equally important to know at what condition was Nolan Wells' body when he went into the water. Was he conscious or was he unconscious? Was he forced into the water or did he go unforced into the water? He said all of these things are very important. And so we're dotting I's and crossing T's. We are focused on getting to the truth, and we stand for the truth. Me and everybody on my legal team stand for the truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates. We stand for justice, no matter who it convicts or who it acquits. And we stand for transparency, so everybody can see. And that's all we want. We want answers. We're not casting aspersions on anybody. We are saying that we want to make sure everybody who is remotely involved has their questions answered to make sure we have a full and fair and impartial and transparent investigation. And is that too much to ask for these broken-hearted parents? Is that too much to ask? That's all. If it was your child, wouldn't you want the same thing? And I get it. They're attacking me. They're attacking Reverend Al. They're attacking the parents of Nolan Wells.
Yes.
We don't care about those distractions. We ain't no ways tired. We are completely focused, completely laser focused on getting to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us, God.
Amen.
And so the threats, the attacks mean nothing to us. We will not be deterred. Look into our eyes. We're going to get to the truth. I am so grateful to Mr. Byron Allen for donating $100,000 to the GoFundMe so we can help get the best experts in the world. I am thankful to Reverend Al Sharpton. I am thankful to Mr. Tyler Perry. I'm thankful to Mr. Tara Owens. I am very thankful to
Okay. Shanoa, I just
everybody
pulled
who did
up,
not think it robbery to say.
I just pulled up the Tatum guy that I don't like. I don't care for him. But anyway, this is what he has to say. He's trying to say they mad. Of course they're mad, you idiot. They lost their son. You know, some people are just clueless. They mad. What? Hello, Pickles. You know, we're gonna see what he's talking about. I found it, CC. Thank you. Exactly, Marine. Exactly. I got it, Shanoa. We're good. Okay, here it is. They mad. Wouldn't you be mad if something happened to your child? Idiot.
I did reach out to Benjamin Crump.
Uh-oh.
They ended up reaching out to me. That's why I accepted. Let me calm the temperature down. Have a conversation. And then I'm going to show you Dawn lemon juice. Now, for the boys, I have never reached out to them to talk to them at all. I did reach out to Benjamin Crump. They ended up. Now, how in the world are people out here saying that Officer Tatum only picked one side? Officer Tatum was just in our in Grant's phone, This is the phone call that occurred on 7. A person arrested for threatening Warren's stepmother, and we're going to talk about all of that on the show. Welcome to the Officer Tatum Show.
I want everybody in this room to have this.
Exactly the same. I love you, and it's because of you that I keep fighting a good fight. Make sure you download the podcast, The Officer Tatum Show, on the podcast network, and also and watching these people talk about me. And I feel like
he whining. He mad because people are calling him out and telling him about himself, that he's biased.
It's more of the lies that are put out there.
You're biased. You're one-sided. You're not looking at the big investigating picture. You're only on. You're not being neutral to the situation. So that makes you a problem.
Versus what the truth is. Let me just real quickly
the sky,
debunk
babe.
a few things and let you guys know how I even got involved in this in the first place. And I'm going to demand an apology for some of these people who are out here lying on my name, including DL, some of these other fools, Benjamin Crump.
He mad at everybody else because they're coming after him for letting those boys get on his platform and lie about what happened to Nolan.
Oh, they went on his platform?
Uh-huh.
They should be pissed off at him.
Yeah. Now
they're all lying to you guys and being disingenuous about my position in this.
Yeah.
First and foremost, let me show you guys evidence that I reached out to Benjamin Crump before I ever heard from Nicole, Warren, any of these people. I didn't even hear from them. I had no idea that they even wanted to talk to me.
How did you get in contact with them?
And I'll show you the email here in a second. But they messaged us on a communication thing. I forget what is it called? Contact form. We reached out to Benjamin Crump and them first, and they refused to talk to me. Let me show you the email. I think we got to pull it up right here. I'm gonna read it to you. It says, "Dear Media Relations Team," and this is directly at press@bencrump.com. And the reason we know this is an email because they responded to us after the 5th time, claiming that they didn't want to do any interviews, yet they went on Cuomo and they also went on Don Lemon just recently. But let me read you what we said, and you tell me, is this reasonable, fair, and that this should be reasonable for them to at least respond to us the first 4 times. All right, this is the first thing that we said. We said, "Dear Media Relations Team, I hope that you're doing well. I'm reaching out on behalf of the Officer Tatum," and this is my show director reaching out to them. Reaching out on behalf of the Officer Tatum Show to invite Benjamin Crump, or Attorney Ben Crump, to join Brandon for a discussion regarding the Nolan Wells case. The Officer Tatum Show reaches millions of viewers each month across YouTube, podcast platforms, and social media, with a combined audience of more than 3 million subscribers and followers. Given the public interest surrounding this case, we believe our audience would benefit from hearing Mr. Crump's perspective directly. We believe our audience wants to hear from Benjamin Crump and his perspective, to give him the same opportunity, the same dignity to present to you guys just as well as I gave the boys.
First of all, they don't have to respond to you. Who do you think you are? You're a nobody. Just like I gave the boys the opportunity to respond. No, you gave them the opportunity to tell their fictitious story, and you edged it on. You edged this story on that wasn't on the up and up. And then now he's trying to play like he's the victim. Oh, everybody's talking about me. It's their fault. They're doing this to me. They're doing that to me. How is this my fault? Well, you inserted yourself into something you probably shouldn't have inserted yourself into. You wanted to click and views. You wanted people to click and come into your channel. Now you're the I didn't do it attitude. I didn't do anything.
That reached out to us. Let me continue. Officer Tatum values respectful conversations and welcomes dialogue with guests from a variety of backgrounds and viewpoints. He would appreciate the opportunity to give Mr. Crump a platform to speak directly to his audience and share his thoughts on the case. The interview would be conducted via video call, last approximately 30 minutes, and we are happy to work around Mr. Crump's schedule to accommodate his availability. Please let us know if there's any interest in coordinating an appearance.
He said,
thank you for your time and consideration. Grant put his stuff in there. They know it's coming from me. We have an official email where they can attach the domain to legitimacy on our show. So there's no Gmail or nothing like that. We have an official email. They responded to us, just so you know, on the 5th try and said they don't want to interview.
Exactly.
After they've seen 4 attempts. And that is proving, go back, let's put the date out there for people so they know that we are clearly telling you the truth. July the 16th at 9:30 a.m. Now let's go to the first time we got anything from Warren's stepmother. Let's go to that. So my executive assistant reached out or sent the message to Grant, my show director and producer. She said, "Hi team, I received this last night via our event forms," which is really not the form that a person would reach out to us on. They would reach out to us on the contact form, but this is the events form. It says, "Not sure if this is legitimate, but assume something we should follow up on. Please advise." So she sent the screenshot, which we redacted because we don't want anybody's personal information out there. It was a screenshot of the form and the contact information from Warren's stepmother. Then my executive assistant, who is incredible and absolutely brilliant, did her due diligence and said, for what I see online, she is indeed the stepmother of one of the boys involved in this case. And we put her name in there. That she's
exactly, Michelle E.
My producer, show director, who's incredible at his job, said, "Calling her now." What time is this? This was sent to us at 9:33 a.m. on the 17th, which is nearly a full 24 hours.
So what? What is your point? She reached out to you. We know Auntie Mickey told us that she reached out to you to get an interview with you. So what? You're not that special. You're not that important that, oh, someone called him. Oh, someone wrote him a letter. Guess who wrote it? It was the stepmother. She wants to talk to me. He's been talking about this letter for 15 minutes now. Let's see how long he's going to go with this letter.
First. And then we see Grant here at 10:22 a.m. said, "I'm going to call her or call her now." Now let's go to the call log. This is Miss Cole in our in Grant's phone. This is the phone call that occurred on 7/17/2026 at 10:23, which is a minute after he told my executive assistant that he would give her a call. The call lasted 8 minutes, as you can see.
Let me check,
now,
Michelle.
How in the world are people out here saying that Officer Tatum only picked one side? Officer Tatum was just going out and looking out for the white man and looking out for the boys. I have never reached out to them to talk to them at all. I did reach out to Benjamin Crump. They ended up reaching out to me. That's why I accepted. Let me calm the temperature down, have a conversation. And then I'm gonna show you Don Lemon Juice and Nolan's mother talking about me on his show. And then we're gonna just completely wipe the floor with D.L. Hughley, Mr. Wash-Up comedian. Okay, but let me just give you guys a quick synopsis on how this happened.
See it,
I laid the foundation on how it started. Benjamin Crump never responded to me. They reached out to me. I said, okay, I'll give you guys an opportunity. Let's talk. Let's, and I had to vet them and make sure that they weren't sitting there lying to me and making up stories on my platform. And they had to vet me to make sure that I'm a legitimate podcaster, that I'm going to give the boys at least credence if they're on my show telling their story.
No, you gave them exonerated.
We fly out there. We had no promise of an interview.
No,
with none of the kids.
You exonerated them.
The first day we got there, and I said this on Tim's.
No, you exonerated them. You gave them a platform to tell a story. You didn't challenge them. You didn't ask any questions. You allowed them to talk about Nolan. You let this guy talk about Nolan as if Nolan was not important. So don't give me that. You didn't ask any questions. And then he said, what about the phone situation? Not, why do you have his phone and why did you end up with it? And why you didn't give him his phone when you got ready to go, since everybody's phone was on the boat. I got everybody's phones were on the boat, even Nolan's phone. But when you decided to drive off, you drove off with all the phones? Did you drive off with all the phones? I would like to know. Remember, Bert and all them said that they had his phone on the boat when nobody texting and doing that in the water, and we didn't have none of that was going on. So everybody's phones was on the boat. So in order to get your phone, you was going to have to get on the boat and actually grab it, because no one was saying, come get your phone. Finding that very difficult to believe. It does, Maureen. This case stinks to high heaven. People need to continue demanding the truth to be told. Don't let this be another case of a Black victim's murderess to go free. Exactly, Maureen. Comment of the moment. Yeah. He's so full of it. He's whining like a big old baby. And when they're talking about me, they're saying this about me. Yes, they're talking about you. Because you're doing nefarious, mean things. Hold on. You're doing great, CC. Oh, I'll look that one up too, Shanoa. I would be too. I would be just livid.
See, the first day we got there, we were invited to a dinner. We sat down at the dinner. There were a few boys, their parents, and I think one of the attorneys was there. And we sat down and had a dinner. They did not want to discuss details of the case with us at the dinner. We did, however, because one of the parents was zealous enough to say, look, man, just look at maybe two things that the person had, because they were eager to be like, they're lying about our kids. Look at this, they lying. And so we had maybe like a couple items like that occurred during the dinner. And during the dinner, and people try to act like these families are, one of the moms was crying because of what this had done to the community. Not only for her children, but for Nolan. They knew Nolan. They were friends with Nolan. She's crying at the fact that this has all happened when this was Nolan's friends. And so that's how the dinner went. Moving forward, we went to Horn Island. We got more information from the other boys that were accused initially. I didn't talk to every single person that's involved in this. I only talked to 4 boys. 5 boys, if you add Tristan. So the 4 boys they originally accused, we talked to them, had some conversations. We went to Horn Island. Some things were described. They didn't want to be on camera. They didn't want to give us a statement, and I was fine with that. And then when I say statement, meaning on camera. Then we went to the Airbnb.
Okay. He's telling us the story of how they met and got together. I mean, so what? Nobody cares. So, I mean, really and truly, he's trying to act like he's so innocent in this situation. And you're not innocent. That's why people are talking about you. And then, hold up, here he goes. Again. Oh, that's beautiful, Diane. No, I hope you're okay. Amen, Diane. As a mother and grandmother, this hurts. If it were any of mine, I'd want answers too. Exactly. People want answers. They want to know what went down. This guy, the male version of Oprah, giving people a platform to spin a story. Marine girl, you are hot today, girl. I wouldn't give him a second of my viewership to boast him. I know, Michelle Lee. I know. I get it. I did see the link. Michelle Lee, I didn't see it. I'm looking for it. I wonder if No, I don't see it, sweetheart. Okay. Investigate how immediately this was investigated and handled by Ashley Cole. Yeah. You finna go, babe? Exactly, Diane. I hope they get this done soon, too. Justice for Nolan. All right, I want to read this one from Diane. I hope they get this done soon. I feel so sad for Nolan's family having to deal with this on a daily. What's taking so long? Someone's getting paid. Poor young man, Nolan. This should never have happened. I think something happened on that boat on the way back. May or may not have been an accident, but something was going on with Nolan on that boat, and he was on that boat on the way back. Michelle Lee, I can't find it. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I looked everywhere. We'll never hear the end of it. Brandon Tatum is just like Candace Owens. They both built their platforms bashing Black people. Yeah, I'm not a Candace Owens friend. Only watch her every now and then when she's talking about maggot. But for the most part, I don't watch her. I thought his name was Bart. Yeah, it's Bart, Juanita. I keep calling him Bert. It's Bart. It is a dirty, rotten shame. Michelle Lee, I just sent you an email. All right, let me check it out. Let's go to my email. Hold on, let me go. Okay, I haven't gotten it yet. All right, let's get back to it. Officer with the podcast. Whatever.
B, that we had scheduled, we set up the thing. Eventually, they said, okay, Warren is going to give an interview. We said, all right, we already ready for him. Come give the interview. Warren was there, his lawyer was there, and then there was other people that was in Warren's team that was in another room separate from where we did the podcast. And I would argue they couldn't hear because it was way on the other side of the Airbnb. So with that being said, we did the interview with Warren. Before we started the interview, Tracy came over. And I talked to Tracy and Warren before all that, and they were just talking. I don't know what happened, so I'm not interjecting anything. I'm just listening. And Tracy is saying a lot of incredible things that Warren was not privy to because Warren and Tracy weren't on the same boat. They didn't come in and they didn't leave together. However, they are friends that share a same community friend group. Let's move forward. We interview Warren. Interview is over. We come back and we were like, okay, none of the other boys want to come interview, which I would have liked for all of them to be there at the same time because they all got different pieces of the puzzle to put together because they were in different places at different times in part. Then we go, let's just interview Tracy while he's here. He's here. He seems like a very genuine young man. Let's just see what he has to say. I could not rehearse any of these things because I don't know none of what happened. I've only heard Benjamin Crump them side. So I'm asking basic questions. If you watch the interview, I'm just asking basic questions of them. Like, well, do you know how did you get the phone? Why was your phone, why was his phone left on the boat? I'm asking basic questions that a journalist would ask of them.
You're a liar. He's lying. He said, tell me about the phone situation. You didn't ask him why he left his phone on the boat. That was not the question. Look how he's lying to us. I asked him what happened. Why did you have Nolan's phone? You did not ask him why did he have Nolan's phone. You said, what's up with the phone situation? And then he started going into a spiel about the water and you can't have your phone on the water and you know, you're not really texting, you're really just paying attention to your surroundings and everybody's on the boat. So we had everybody put their phone in a spot on my boat so would nobody lose it. So my thing is, if you had all these phones on the boat, you ended up with Nolan's phone on the boat, and you know for a fact that Nolan is finna be left behind. Why in the hell that you didn't disperse these phones? Why he didn't say, here, Nolan, here's your phone. Because Nolan was on that boat. All right. Let me find my spot here. Here we go.
And they gave me an answer. Now, I will say this. I verified nearly everything that they were telling me before I did the interview.
You didn't verify nothing.
Because I was not going to go down to Mississippi and interview somebody that I haven't vetted that will sit on my podcast and tell a flat out lie. Let me just put this in perspective. I was not going to accept Warren or anybody to get on my podcast and say, I didn't have nothing to do with anything. Blah, 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 blah. And then
I was not going to accept them getting on my platform, saying anything, blah, 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 blah. You did let them get up there and say anything, blah, 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 blah. He is so, this guy right here trying to defend himself, it's not working out. You sound like an idiot. You're going over things that don't even matter. Who cares? Look how animated he is.
And after the podcast, the investigation yielded that they were primary suspects in killing Nolan Wells. You think I'm stupid enough to have somebody on there saying all that on my platform? I don't need the interview. I'm already doing my thing. I had already been.
Okay, now he bragging about himself, talking about he was doing his thing and he got it going on. They reached out to him. I didn't reach out to him. They reached out to me. They started messing with me. I was minding my own business. I didn't want to do the interview. If you didn't want to do the interview, then why did you agree to it? Because you wanted the interview. You know this was going to be a big deal. And you wanted to be a part of it. But once again, you've made a fool out of yourself. And people in the chat is saying this much. Let's see. The more and more I think, the more and more I see Nolan's mother on these interviews, the more I see someone that is absolutely loving all this attention. She sit there and laugh, smile, and smirk with Don Lemon. It makes me sick. That's that stupid stuff. Now you're going to tell this woman how to act, how to react, how to feel. She just lost her son. And they're trying to say she's laughing and giggling and thinking the stuff is funny. There's nothing funny about losing a child. Hold on. How animated he is.
Talking about the case before talking to anybody, and my coverage is premiere. So when they were talking to me and giving me information before the show and at Horn Island and stuff, they showing me. I say, well, where's do you got evidence of this? Yeah, right here. This is when I called Nolan's mom. Here's when I called her twice. Here's when I called the Coast Guard. Here's us coordinating together to go search for and helping me search for Nolan the next day.
Sure.
Here's who came with me. Here's all of our testimony. And I'm looking at them like, wow. We went out to Horn Island on a boat. They said, this is where we docked from. They showed me video of everybody getting on that boat, which we shared. And then we get on a boat, we go out there. We went the same path that they went. We went to Horn Island. They told me exactly where they believed they were at and what was going on. They showed me video of them there and what was going on. Amateur photos or amateur video, which we shared on social media. So y'all have access to all of that, or at least most of what they had. Some things it had other people in it we couldn't show it because they are not associated and they don't deserve to be doxxed. And then we didn't have their permission to share it. And then we go back and they explain the bilge pump and all that other stuff and what was happening and how they were sinking. And they were explaining all these boat terms that everybody that have ever ridden a boat or advocates of boat, you know exactly what they're talking about. But they were saying how I was taking on water and how I was water up to the batteries and all of this other stuff. And that it had to be towed out to get on plane, which means that once they get to a certain point, they can the water can begin to be dumped out. And as they keep going, they pull the water out the back and all this other stuff that I have no idea because I never read on a boat except that one time. So they're explaining all this and explaining where they got told to and that they were here. And then once they got up to speed, they could go here. And then you can see on the GPS tracking in the Life 360 is that they were told at a slow speed. And then all of a sudden they pick up normal speed. And that's because they had fixed the issue and they ended up going where they needed to go. They showed me where they all were going to congregate.
They fixed the issue. No, the issue was no one. You could hear it in the background. Did you not hear the new video audio? Nolan, are you okay? Is he dead? He was on that boat on the way home.
There and have a party with Nolan and everybody else. They showed me all of these different components. And then we go do an interview. And there was nothing in the interview, I think, that caught me by surprise because they had to show evidence to a lot of the things that they were being accused of. Lawyer was sitting right there in the room. So people don't understand that aspect of it. Now, I've said enough. Let me get to Don Lemonhead and Nolan's mother. I'm gonna be respectful to his mama.
Don Lemonhead. You should be respectful to his mother. She just lost her son, you idiot.
But I do have
The
criticisms.
mother is beautiful.
You watch this video, you're gonna see why I have criticisms.
Let's see
Roll
it.
the clip.
When you talk about all the things that have been spread, there is this officer, I hate mentioning his name, a former officer who is a far right wing, who's been doing the interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
Time out.
They're talking about him. All she said was she wasn't going to comment on you. Hey, Lisa, what's up, girlfriend? How's work going? Exactly, Maureen. Here's the thingy, though. You know, they're talking about him. Now he is whining like a baby because he's upset because it's the truth. People don't like you for what you stand for.
Do you guys find that kind of suspicious or interesting that Don Lemon said, I'm not going to mention his name? Fair enough. If you don't want to give a person publicity, if you don't believe they're legitimate, you won't say the person's name. He said, I'm not going to say his name is this officer, right? Then mom gets on and you would think she would say, I'm not talking about that dude. He's irrelevant. He's not worth my time. I'm not talking about this guy.
She doesn't want to talk about you. You are irrelevant. You let someone that may have helped unalived her son allegedly on a boat talk about the situation, and you didn't ask any questions. So they do. Sorry, my eye is doing something again. She does have a right to speak out on your propaganda, on your BS.
Are you talking about either? Why would she say Brandon Tatum? She put my full name out there. And in my personal opinion, she wants people who hate me to come out and know who I am and search me and do all that other stuff, but refuse to address specific.
You're a public figure. Everybody knows who you are. She's not trying to have people
things
come
that
and
they're
attack
saying
you. Stop making up stuff.
That I'm saying. And they have never addressed some of the things that the boys have said. You have not heard them address the phone thing. You have not addressed them because Warren said that he told Nolan's mother that he had the cell phone and the keys. They have not said that he lied about it. They won't even talk about it. It came up on Chris Cuomo, and you got to see that shortly. It came up on Chris Cuomo, and they pivoted. They didn't even address what Cuomo said. They just pivoted to something else. All right, continue.
I respect that. And that's the right answer for everybody, I believe. And I feel like, because I mentioned him, I'm like, why did I even mention him? Because he doesn't deserve a platform.
No, he does not.
So let's talk about the people, the young men that he's been interviewing. They're saying they're his best friends. Some of them you said that you don't know. One of them even said, "Oh, Nolan would be outraged by the way his parents are handling this." And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why on earth would somebody go on and say that about a grieving family?
Again, distraction. We're not even going to address them or that man. We only want the truth. Again, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. The only question we have is what happened to Nolan. That's what we need to know. That's it. That's all.
When you talk about all the...
Oh, I'm talking about Mama. I got a question for you. With all due respect, why then, if you want to know what happened to Nolan, did your attorney not talk to me before I ever talked to the other side? All right, we passed that point. How come when Nicole or Ashley reached out to you via text, which she showed me, which we posted online, that you didn't respond to Warren's mother to even talk to her and get any information that she may have? The boys already have been investigated by law enforcement. We will not know exactly what they said for a time period, which could be a long time. I don't know. They got to go to grand jury and everything. So we will never know what they said to the police unless you talk to them directly. Why, if you want to know what happened to your son, would you talk to the people that last seen him alive? You're saying they saw him alive last. They're reaching out to you and saying, we want to talk. Let's have a conversation. But instead, you guys refuse to talk to them, refuse to talk to me, and then get online and push stuff that you have to later redact because you could have talked to them first and cleared it up, talked to their attorneys and cleared it up. You could have gotten all the boys' statements that have been compiled before the police put it out in the public so you can have a clear perspective.
What are you talking about? A clear perspective on what? That's what they're doing. They're gathering the information. Then you got one side that is withholding information. Let's go back to Mr. Know-It-All.
Before you go out in the public. But they did not do it. You know what they did? The first thing they did before they talked to any parent, any person involved, before they talked to anybody, they went and got Benjamin Crump. And they went and got Benjamin Crump. And what are they doing? The day that their son is put into the ground, they go get his estate, establish an estate, and then prepare to sue. Now, if you don't know what happened, and you have not made a determination, all you want to know is what happened, then why are you prepping to sue people? You're going to sue them for what? I'm not prepping to sue anybody. I'm not acting like I know exactly what happened to Nolan.
Then if you don't know what happened to Nolan, and they believe that those boys do know what happened to Nolan, what's wrong with them suing them? They believe something happened to their son in their watch, on their watch. And you're trying to be dismissive and dismiss it and trying to pretty much say that the guys are innocent and they didn't do anything wrong. But that's not the case, allegedly. The story is all muffled with, and I say muffled because of the tape, the audio tape, the new audio tape that we received on the boat. It is mercury, but it's also shining a light on what may or may didn't happen on that boat. And that's why this guy right here's take on everything is so immature.
I'm just taking the information that's presented to me and saying, this is what they're saying. They show evidence of this.
No, you look like Oprah Winfrey right now. Okay? You're an Oprah. He might be worse than Oprah because he is really trying to explain his way out of this situation, and it's not working.
What the other people got to say? But y'all already talking about suing people, already getting the state in his name. That
I thought that was a really smart move to start to sue them, because now we can go into discovery and we're finding out a lot.
the day he's putting the rest on his funeral, because you're already looking at suing people in a lawsuit, and when you don't even know yet what happened to your son. But
yes, she does. Someone unalived her son. It was foul play. He didn't walk on the beach and then he disappeared. No, he didn't. And you, Tatum, to be so dismissive and rude to this mother is appalling, knowing that she just lost her son. You wouldn't want nobody talking to you that way. Very childish. Listen, look, he even looks like a child.
But what's really happening is they already made up in their mind that they're going to blame these white boys. And so anybody saying anything to the contrary of what they're pursuing.
That's not true. It's not let's blame the white boys. However, he was last seen with the white boys. Hello? He was last seen with them.
They say, oh, I don't want to hear from this person. Oh, that person is illegitimate. Oh, my son wasn't friends with these boys. He wasn't friends with them? Maybe you just wasn't aware that he was friends with them, but according to social media and Instagram and photos and him staying the night over their house and him leaving his car at their house and him going out to Horn Island with them, like, he's not their friend? Well, then, who is his friend? And why wasn't he hanging out with them and not these white boys?
What?
Every other, when he's at home 3 or 4 days a week. No, they all just made this up. Hey, I'm not there. I wasn't there.
So how do you say they made it up?
The father of one of the...
You guys just made this up. But you wasn't there. So, no.
Young man who's been speaking out has put up a $50,000 reward reportedly. What do you think of that, Ben or Elmore or Christine?
Yeah, we are happy with anybody who wants to share the objective to get into the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. So we applaud it and we say, yeah, let's all work together to get answers, because we, as we've said continuously down limit, adamantly, somebody saw something, somebody knows something. I mean, and that's what you want, are answers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that was true, then his dad put up a $50,000 thing. Why don't you talk to him? Why don't you ring them and give them a phone call? You're saying y'all all going for nothing. Why don't you call the man and talk to him and see what he knows? Instead of putting out fake information about his child, saying that his child must have been involved, sharing his picture all over the internet with no information, then saying that he must have gotten into a fight when the coach, Nolan's coach, said that wasn't his voice on the thing. And you can't tell me that his parents don't know that that little boat scuffle wasn't their son's voice. But yet they let Benjamin Crump put that on the internet to frame it as if these white boys must have done something to him. You want unity, but you're not talking to nobody and you just making up lies. If you talk to these boys, if they at least attempted to talk to these boys, they'll know who was on the boat. And instead of listening to a doctored phone call with a made up transcript.
Oh my God, is he windmilling for these boys or what? Calm down, back up, get up off of them. Like, he is seriously all up on them. It's, do you guys see it? If they need to sue people to get to the truth, then so be it, says Marine. The Black community doesn't trust Brandon. No, we don't. And he knows why. But trying to act confused about Benjamin Crump not meeting with him. Exactly. Exactly. You know what? Exactly. And then look how he's pointing the fingers everywhere except for the ones that were with Nolan. He swears up and down and making points that he doesn't even know about. It's weird. Let's rewind it just a tad. Every now and then the eye starts doing something weird.
Said that wasn't his voice on the thing. And you can't tell me that his parents don't know that that little boat scuffle wasn't their son's voice. But
it was somebody's voice. It was somebody's voice. Doesn't matter who it was. He is windmilling for real. You don't have a fight. You don't have a fight in this case.
But yet they let Benjamin Crump put that on the internet to frame it as if these white boys must have done something to him.
Yep.
You want unity, but you're not talking to nobody.
What? Oh, sorry.
And you just making up lies. If you talk to these boys, if they at least attempted to talk to these boys, they'll know who was on the boat. And instead of listening to a doctored phone call with a made-up transcript, they could go and talk to each boy and say, well,
no, it wasn't a made-up transcript. Stop lying. He is not being truthful, saying that it was made-up transcript. No, it was officially put out by the FBI, if I'm not mistaken. So why are you lying and saying it's doctorate?
What did you say then? Is that you on a thing? Okay, what did you say? Is that you? Well, what did you actually say? Is that you? What did you say? Okay. They're saying that they said this. Oh, they told this to the police. Then maybe we can chill a little bit on the accusations until we get more evidence. But that's not what they want. Roll the clip.
I wasn't even going to address it, but someone said that he dropped something about me, like threatening something. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't even know who this dude is. I met him at a conference. We were in a room together, and it was just bizarre. So he's talking about something I don't even know. I looked at like the beginning of it and I said, this doesn't even make sense. I don't know what he's talking about. And I choose to spend my time wisely. And
now the only reason that I didn't just completely blast him is because in part, I want to keep a private conversation private. Now, Don Lemon knows exactly what I'm talking about. I will give him a hint. He claims, oh, I'm not doing this for the money. And this is what stood out to me and why I lost respect for Don Lemon even more when we were at this conference, because he says,
what does the conference have? I don't get it. I don't get why you are spinning some conference. He just said that's where he met you at. Now you're going into a whole spiel as to when you met Don Lemon. Wow, who's pressed?
I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for the money. And the question that he asked of the YouTube staff regarding things that makes him money was off-putting to me. Because he had made mention, I'm trying to not, forget these people. Let me tell you what it is. It was associated with memberships. He know what I'm talking about. It was associated with the membership program. I have a membership program. We were there to talk about the membership program. And let me tell you what lame stuff this fool did at the conference. That's why he's such a wankster. And these people are such liars. And he looks uncomfortable talking about me. We at the conference, me and him supposed to be on a panel together to talk about memberships, to talk about to the crowd of YouTubers what we learned in order to be prolific and be able to do things for our audience that have them engage in our membership program. They decided that I was one that did the membership program really well. Young Turks was there. Somebody representing Rashawn Ryan was there. Somebody representing Tucker Carlson was there. It was a whole bunch of people there. And so they wanted to know from me and Don Lemon what things that we've done to be successful in our membership program. They called me on the phone before I flew out there. They said, you and Don Lemon gonna be on a panel. Now, I don't like Don Lemon, but I don't care. I'm a grown man. I don't care about being on a panel with somebody. As long as the homeboy ain't trying to touch me, then I ain't got a problem.
What?
This is what he did. Don Lemon is sitting in front of me at this conference.
Touch you?
I'm here. Don Lemon is sitting in front of me with his assistant, or whoever this lady is, with a mask on.
Touch you?
Mask on. You like, what the, man, what do you got a mask? All right, so anyway, our segment is getting ready to come up. Don Lemon walks out of the room. YouTube had to put a random person on the panel because this fool didn't want to sit on the panel with me, claiming he don't even know who I am. So we do the YouTube thing. Unfortunately, this girl on the panel, and she don't add any input because she's not even supposed to be on the panel anyway. She was a random YouTube worker that they had to put on the panel to replace this nut job. And then, because he's a wankster, he didn't know I was going to be in the second meeting, which was a private meeting, with only like 4 people in the meeting, with some of the YouTube executives. We go back in there. He comes in the room looking like a scarecrow. Because he see, you know when you face the people that you talk trash about and you see them in person, and you're a wankster, so you got butterflies in your stomach. That's what he had when he saw me. Now, I didn't say nothing disrespectful to him, even though I don't like him. But I just kept it kosher. Me and him didn't have a confrontation.
Yeah,
but he said some things in there about his membership program, and I'm like, bro, that's a little, to me, you contradict yourself when you go, I'm not looking at the money, but you asking them questions about certain things that I think will enrich you in that area that I think is unnecessary.
What's your point?
But I'll leave it at that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to disparage nobody. I'm just saying, bro, don't get out here trying to say I'm making money off of this and I'm doing it for money.
You are.
When one of the things that you said shocked me about, why would you say that, dude? That's kind of like grimy a little bit, in my opinion. It's not illegal. I don't think it's wrong. It's just not genuine, in my opinion.
You're a sellout.
And to keep my peace. And so, but sometimes things just fall right into your lap. And I don't even have to do it. The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yes, he does.
So whatever that nonsense that, what's his name? What do they call him? His nickname, Race Batum Tatum?
Yep, Race Batum Tatum.
Whatever he's talking about, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Because I don't think anything about you.
Sure, that's why you're talking about me on your show right now.
He doesn't. I don't hear him talk about you. You're talking about him. Wow, they're in a fight. Look, Don Lemon and Tatum don't like each other. But that's not shocking because Tatum is not likable. And he called you a conspiracy theorist.
So keep talking about me on your show. Come on, keep it up. All right,
don't even know who you are. I didn't know who you were until they said, are you okay with this? And I was like, sure. And then I looked, I was like, oh, this dude, I've never seen him, but wow. So I don't even know who you are. And so what I'm going to let my friend, by the way, who I'm going on tour with, D.L. Hughley, speak for not only me, but for a whole lot of people. I don't even have to do the work. Sometimes you just don't have to do it. So I will let D.L. Hughley, and this is, unless there's something really offensive, I don't even know if I'm going to respond to whatever, to that. Because I believe you don't even, sometimes you shouldn't even speak people's names. You don't cast your pearls before swine. But I'll let DL do the work in regards to Race Batum Tatum.
Hello,
Ray Batum Tatum.
All right. So what we did was, y'all already seen this clip of
Ray Batum Tatum. Boy, I tell you.
D.L. Hughley talking trash about me, so we kind of accelerated it because we really want to hear Don Lemon's response. But while he's quoting the scripture, how about you write down this, Don Lemon, Romans 1:27. How about you write that scripture down and regurgitate that on your platform next? Since you think you know scripture, you talking about God putting stuff in your lap. He didn't put that man in your lap, did he? Okay, that's what I thought. All right, let's go and listen to the rest of this and hear his commentary on this.
Homosexual.
This is Brandon Tatum.
Y'all just see what
I want to know is, who the fuck taught you to hate us?
Right.
Thank you, DL. That was on DL's show, Uncertain. Go check it out. It's on YouTube.
On
DL Hughley,
black people.
Uncertain. And also
his own race.
I don't think y'all want to do this. They talking about me. Look at DL Hughley's. He got how much? What is that? I have 13 times. Nick, is that the right man? I got 13 times the following that DL Hughley has. And DL Hughley been doing this before I was alive. Let's continue. Roll.
Oh, I'll give you our tour dates coming up after this because we want to educate people about what's going on, and for people like
What's interesting is Tatum is bragging about his status. Reminds me of Ralph when he was bragging on Maggot's numbers and his numbers. We got these numbers. We're doing so great. So what? So
Brandon Tatum. Let me just tell you this because DL reminded me of something. I'm not going to be chastised by a child. I'm not afraid of a child. I don't care. I don't care what you say about me. Yeah, you were 5 years old when I started doing this. I've been doing this for a long time. You know my name. I don't even know your name. I had never heard of you, and I don't really care. But so I'm going back and looking at that you said, man, you can't even see yourself. It's embarrassing.
He's been doing this since I was.
You can't even see yourself, Tatum. You're an embarrassment to society. He's not listening. He's deflecting. He's listening to what he wants to listen to, and he's deflecting. Watch as he starts talking to Don Lemon about something totally different from the subject.
It's 5. D.L. Hughley been doing this since when I wasn't even alive yet. But yet I have almost 13 times amount of followers on YouTube, people that support me and follow my channel. I've amassed that much subscriptions on just YouTube.
Oh boy.
And y'all been around for your whole life and I only been here for what, 6 years? 7 years. And then this fool said he was doing this since he was.
You're a sellout.
5. I got almost 3 times as many people follow me on my social media platform than he does. I'm not saying it's all about following.
Yeah, it is. You're bragging, and you sound like a brat, like a bragging brat. I got all of this, and I got all of that, and you don't have this, you don't have that. Oh, it's happening everywhere, and people are wondering why. People don't get along on certain situations. This guy, Tatum, is. I can say he's not a very likable person at all.
But you can't act like I'm illegitimate. You can't act like I'm not putting in the work.
You're not.
You can't act like I'm.
You're not. You're one-sided. You're one-sided. You're not diversity. You don't have any diversity in you. It's one-sided. You've already announced that these kids are innocent based on those stupid questions that you asked the other day.
I'm not a journalist when I have that much following. We have 40 million views a month on our YouTube plus, and we got 200 million views a month on Instagram.
Stop bragging.
That's not through osmosis, my man. That's because I put in the work, and that's because I got a great reputation. It's because I'm doing the right thing.
No.
Y'all, you had the backing of CNN.
So what? Things change. Seasons change, just like everything else. And what does that have to do with his career? That he was backed by CNN and now he's not anymore. Who are you being backed for? Your name precedes you. And the excuses that you keep coming up with are oof.
A multi-billion-dollar organization, and you still can't amass real people that want to listen to what you got to say. They fired you. And you've been working for the white man, I don't know how long. I work for a black man. You work for a white man. And the black man is me, and the white man is the man that's at your house.
What does it matter what color people he was working for? See, I told you he wasn't gonna have nothing intelligent to talk about, nothing legitimate to speak on. Just making up a story and then deflecting. You work for the white man, I work for the black man. So I bet you Don Lemon was getting a nice check too. What does one got to do with the other? No, this is his response to Don Lemon. Hold on, guys. Let me hit the go button. Okay, come on.
House right now, and then the other people you used to work for. Roll.
You should just peruse and go through and see what's up. Not that you have to care about public sentiment all the time, but my God today, sir, I've been doing this for 35 years, and you know my name, and everybody knows my name, and everybody knows my career. I got to the top of my craft and still am there. What do you do? What did you do?
What you do?
So, real quick, let's just, y'all keep this mark on your calendar.
Oh boy.
In 35 years, if you had to bet money on it, do you think that I will be more successful and have more of an impact in the world than Don Lemon Juice? I'm already ahead of him in 6 years. I'm 39. So I don't know the math. He said he'd been doing it for 35 years. So I was 4. I want you to go back to that, because I want Warren's lawyer, and we'll send it to Warren's lawyer. All right, let me address this. Put me back. Let me address this real quick.
Hold on, guys.
Everybody, he said he took cocaine. Dude, I thought you were trying to make a point. How you gonna say, and I said something about it, right? This is what he did to me. He said, Brandon should be ashamed of himself saying that Nolan took cocaine. I never said it. The Klans, or is it other black people? Clearly, 98% of every black person that's been killed in Mississippi been killed by another black person. But the boogeyman is the white man. What?
The boogeyman is the white man. Did you hear what he said? The boogeyman is the white man. See, there's something wrong with him. There's something seriously wrong with this guy. The way he talks, the way he communicates, the way he is divisive. Like, very divisive. Just a sec, guys. I'm coming.
Continue.
And you know why I can't, that Brandon, I'm not gonna call myself Officer Tatum, because it's sucker to call yourself the job you used to have. It is. If we were together and we ain't no more, I'm your ex, right?
Yeah.
Right? I'm your ex.
Not with him. He's still your boyfriend.
That's how you know. When you're a black man, they make you hold the shit you used to be, so it holds weight now. It holds weight now. I'm not knocking this dude. He looks like the kind of man that would have to marry a white woman.
Right.
He does. He does. He looks like anytime a man called
Yeah.
himself what he used to be, he was a football player and failed at that.
Because he couldn't be at home talking the way he does. There's no way. Hold on. Let me read some of your comments. Lisa B. I don't care how many followers a person has. It doesn't matter. That doesn't change that he sounds stupid. He does. He really does. He's making a fool out of himself. Let's see. Hold on.
Then he found his way into police work, right? Now he's out of that. Now he's always looking for the same adulates and same cheers he used to get on the football field. And usually them came from white coaches. So he's only doing what he's been trained to do.
Now, I want to address each one of these. This is why these people are nonsensical. We can go back to the very beginning of what he's saying, that I'm a man that can only marry a white woman. What are you trying to say about, are you disparaging white women? Are you trying to say that a white woman can't get a good man? Or that white women are only marrying men who are less than? Are you saying that another brother is less than when you're supposed to be Mr. Black community?
What he's saying
I'm
is,
less than because I married a white woman?
What he's saying is that you couldn't
Now,
marry
I grew up in the black community, you fake.
What he's saying is that you can't marry a black woman and talk the way you talk and say the things that you say about black people and think that it's okay. That's what he's saying. That you're windmilling for one color and not even knowing the evidence of it. It's really mind-boggling. You have solved this case yourself and dismissed these boys without any concrete evidence showing that they were innocent. Yeah.
Negroes, don't try to play me. I'm the Negro whisperer.
No,
I'm the whistleblower.
You're an idiot.
I know how they treat black people in the hood that ain't all black. That's mixed. Yeah, light-skinned brothers. How they get treated. I know when I was growing up, you couldn't bring a white girl home or people would trash you. That's racism.
Well, you brought her home.
And then you mad if a white person say you can't bring a black girl home, which you ain't never gonna hear no white people on TV saying it. But you hear this dude got a big old podcast saying that it's wrong to marry a white woman if you black. It's crazy. And let's go to the football and stuff. Most of your coaches were white coaches. Dude, I went to Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. And my coach was white at Paul Laurence Dunbar High School because that white man loved us more than black people did. Coach Jones loved us more and gave us more opportunity than black people did. And black people hated Coach Jones when he first got there. But what did Coach Jones produce out of that university, out of that high school that black people could never do, is that, and it happened since Coach Jones left. When Coach Jones was there, we had 9 D1 football players on our team. 4 of us were U.S. Army All-Americans. Ernest Mason, DJ Davis, my brother Bobby, and me were all U.S. Army All-Americans on one team. Never in the history of the United States of America, well, at least we were the first in the history, to have 2 U.S. Army All-Americans on one team. Now, I'm not saying it ain't because I don't live in that world of black and white. That dude was a good man. You brought his race up. Coach Hughes was a black coach on a basketball team, the most winningest coach ever in basketball history in the United States of America. He was a black guy. Coach Jones, Coach Hughes got along. We ain't had no problem with that race stuff. And then when I went to the University of Arizona, the strength and conditioning coach, Coach Edmond, was a black man. We saw him, we loved him, we had more involvement, and he invested in our lives as athletes more than our head coach did in our defensive back coach. So what are you talking about? A black man was the one that did our strength and conditioning and made sure we were equipped to get on the football field. Nobody's thinking about that stupid stuff. And then let's talk about my career on the police department. I didn't fail as a football player and then I ran to the law enforcement office. No, dude, I played college football. I was a U.S. Army All-American. I played at the University of Arizona. I was in the NFL draft. I didn't get drafted, and I didn't pursue it. I didn't love football enough to keep pursuing it. And that's fine, because I'm probably more successful now than I would ever been as a football player. I'm more successful than just about any football player that I played.
He's a braggadocious. That's all he does is brag about himself. Should we cut this and play the rest another day? Exactly, Marine. Where's the eye place? Does he think that negates the black people are murdered by white people? Exactly. Good question, Marine. Exactly, Shanoa. We don't know you. Bragging on himself like he's got. Yeah, he does. He loves the sound of his voice. Yeah, he's annoying. Okay. All right, guys.
Play with that's not playing football no more. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, then I went to policing because I needed a job, and as a grown man, I wasn't gonna sit around and make excuses and not have income coming in for my child. So I said, I'm gonna do what it takes to make it happen. I became a police officer. I love being a police officer. It was the greatest thing that I've ever done in my life. It was the most honorable thing I ever did in my life. I was putting my life on the line, saving black people, while people like D.L. Hughley telling jokes. You will never be able to be the man that I am, ever. You will never be able to say that you put your life on the line for anybody. Now, I did that. I love that. I was the youngest PIO in the history of Tucson Police, the Tucson Police Department, as a black man. All you haters out there on a majority white police department. Then I was on the SWAT team. I was a field training officer. I taught new officers how to be officers. I mean, you can go down the list. Before I left, I was getting ready to promote, or at least to test to promote, to become a sergeant.
The braggadocious.
I never wanted to be a detective. I can't sit in the office all day. I needed to be on the SWAT team and be active. And I was going to end up being a sergeant. What are you saying, bro? You don't know what you're talking about. God decided to move me in a different direction. And now I got more influence than I can dream of. Billions of views on YouTube. God knew what he was doing. But y'all don't believe in God, so you still going in a circle in your life. Which you've been doing this my whole life and ain't done nothing. You still ain't the top comedian. Kevin Hart then came in and did everything that you could dream of doing in I don't know, in a decade.
So he's
you still ain't the top of your game. All right, let him finish. I'm running out of time. Keep going.
Like Marine said,
and now to get there, and this dude's talking about he was on.
Don't nobody know your name, but we do know Hughley. We do know Don Lemon. We don't know who. I didn't know who you were. Now, sounding like, sounds just like Oprah Winfrey in that chair interviewing Meghan. Yeah. My husband brought me some food.
Cocaine and listen to this.
Someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered cocaine and rejected it from this person. This person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using cocaine during this period of time. Pause it. Now, why don't DL play the whole clip? Ask yourself this question. They want to be right so bad that they willing to cut pieces and lie. I clearly said in the beginning, somebody else said this.
You still said it.
And then I go on to say, I don't believe this. I'm just giving you guys as a journalist what people are coming and telling me and claiming these things.
So why
if it comes
repeat it
out,
if you don't believe it?
you know that these people that are talking to me know more about this than what the people are alluding to. And then I said, I'm not accepting this
that narrative
until the
out.
toxic.
You just wanted that narrative out so that he could look bad and make him seem like he was on drugs, and that's what happened. That contributed to his death. So why say it if you don't believe it's true?
Ecology results come out. He knows because he has the clip what I said, but he leaves it out so he can frame it as something that I did not say.
Say it.
I never make the claim
Play it.
that he was on cocaine. I never make that claim. But when people are coming and talking to me and they're showing me that this person said this and they're giving testimony from people, they're alluding to some things that I think people need to be paying attention to. Continue.
He was, in fact, on cocaine and did cocaine and alcohol. The best time to do like that is when you're young. If he were a 50-year-old dude doing it, established-year-old dude doing it, it would be a blight. But all of us, I've done cocaine, right?
Wait a minute. Hold up.
I've done cocaine. You've done cocaine, right? No. Well, you from Africa. I don't know what you did.
I have not done cocaine.
Okay. I have. Have you done cocaine
First of all,
before?
my mama watching this. You ain't supposed to be saying shit like I done cocaine. You done. How about we just say everybody here has done?
No.
Okay, that's better.
The most salient point of it, we used to do something.
Okay. There you
But
go.
you're trying to align. I guarantee you that if that man, that little boy did that, everybody else, if he did cocaine, he didn't come there with it. They gave it to him.
All right, let me address this. Put me back. Let me address this real quick. Everybody, he said he took cocaine. Dude, I thought you was trying to make a point. How you gonna say, and I said something about it, right? This is what he did to me. He said, Brandon should be ashamed of himself saying that Nolan took cocaine. I never said it. People had told me that he did it. That's their statements.
Well,
and I made it very clear.
You said you didn't believe
But then
that
in the
he
second
did,
sentence,
so why would you
he
say
acts
it?
like taking cocaine is not a big deal anyway.
It is a big
He
deal.
said he took cocaine. Then he tried to say everybody on the show must have took cocaine. And so why are you mad at me if I said that somebody told me Nolan took cocaine? Why are you mad at me when you saying it's okay to take cocaine and that you took it and you think the best time to take it is when at Nolan's age? You saying everybody on the show is taking cocaine and you say cocaine ain't a big deal. And if he did take cocaine, somebody gave it to him. Which is exactly what I mentioned in the thing that I said. Somebody told me that there was somebody giving out cocaine. And that his name has been out there, but I'm not putting it out there because the authorities need to do that.
We don't know
But
that.
I said somebody was giving out cocaine based on what people are. I said that
toxicology
somebody told
report
me
hasn't come
people were
back
giving
yet.
out cocaine, which would be an indicator that somebody needs to go to jail for giving underage people or people cocaine in the first place. But y'all don't care about the person who committed the crime. You care about talking about me. Why don't we go after the person that potentially gave Nolan and other people cocaine, potentially, based on what somebody said? Why y'all mad at me? Why don't you go after the guy that did it? How about you acknowledge that this is what people are saying so it may give you some idea of what could have happened to Nolan? Instead of y'all just blaming the white boys, maybe there's a guy that gave Nolan cocaine and maybe he OD'd on cocaine or something. And if that's the case, then why don't we pursue the person who gave it to him and put them in jail. But y'all don't even care about nobody going to jail for this. You just want it to be white man bad and B. Tatum is a sellout. Roll the clip.
This
Last
dude
one.
right here, the reason that they would speak to him as opposed to law enforcement is because he is a listening ear. He's a sympathetic ear.
He's a safe ear.
He's a safe. And the only reason people on the right with black people is if they safe.
He is.
They're predictable.
You know what?
I
I ain't gonna lie, I like his AI stuff. That's pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. Studio looks cool. The set looks cool. His AI stuff is funny. I give him that. Brother, you just said, can we start the clip? I mean, just go back to the clip where, the part, and I'm gonna be done with this segment. We'll get to the last video. But go back to where D.L. Hughley said they talked to him and not law enforcement. I want you to go back to that because I want Warren's lawyer, and we'll send it to Warren's lawyer, and we're gonna send it to the world so people can see when these boys start suing these people for lying, not reporting something somebody said. You lied, DL. It's a proven lie, and you better redact this because you just lied on them. The part where he said they talked to Brandon instead of law enforcement. Roll the clip.
This dude right here, the reason that they would speak to him as opposed to law enforcement is because he is a listening ear. He's a sympathetic.
So are you saying, DL, that they didn't talk to law enforcement? You're saying that they said that? You said they. I only interviewed two. So are you saying, D.L. Hughley, out of your mouth, that they talked to me instead of talking to law enforcement? Is that your position? You better correct it. Because if not, if that's your position, you are lying because they talked to law enforcement before they ever talked to me. I'm engaging with them like 2 weeks after this happened. They already talked to law enforcement. Law enforcement already interviewed 60 people 2 weeks ago, including Warren and a bunch of other boys that did a computer voice stress analysis, which is equivalent of a lie detector test, or equivalent of a polygraph test. Just a polygraph is a little more intrusive, but it's still used by almost every department, modern department around the country to hire everybody that they hire. It's not really admissible in court, but it's used for reasonable suspicion in finding out is somebody being truthful or not. But my dog, they already interviewed these boys. I'm 2 weeks of getting their message to the public, and you on your thing lying. This is why y'all believe they did it, because you don't even know the facts. Last clip, roll it.
And if and when, and somebody's going to have done something, if and when, and now I understand that the family, Nolan Wells' family, is serving his friends notices. I will tell you this: if and when we find out that somebody was involved or somebody knew about it,
right,
they should sue not only them, but they should sue Brandon Tatum too. You inserted yourself in that. You want to bite of this? Let's take your part. Right. I guarantee that you should have a part of it because that's what happens. You wanted to be an influencer. Okay, play that game. You wanted to. I have never like the one thing, and I'll leave it here because he said you can't make me hate white people. I would never want you to hate anybody. I'm not asking you to hate white people. I'm asking you who made you hate us.
Us. I love my mama. Ask my mama, do I love my mama? Do I love my dad? I just got my daddy at a suite in Vegas. He had a really good time with my stepmama in Vegas doing their thing for my father's birthday. I talk to my daddy at least every week.
Why do you gotta prove that to us?
My mama lived with us, not in our house, but she lived out in Arizona with us. I take care of my mama, don't have to worry about nothing. That's a black woman. Are y'all mad at me? My uncles didn't agree with me. My Uncle Derek don't agree all the time. But my uncles agree with me. I don't like them black people. My niece and nephews. Birthdays and stuff just came up. I support them. My cousin that went to prison, I told you he went to prison, you know, and that's, you know, his case to litigate. He's been in prison for like 14, 15 years. I support his daughter, got her first car. I helped get her first car. And I put money on his books, his secures, JPay. Now they moved to Securus. I don't know, for like 3 or 4 years now. 3 years now. I max his books out every month. But I don't like black people. I just don't like you nut jobs. You fake folk. I started Blexit in 2018 to support and help the black community. We had chapters in 50 states where we do back to school drives and everything for the black community. The problem was some of y'all black folks don't even want to participate in things that help black people. So we had a whole bunch of white people and Mexicans volunteering their time to help black people in Blexit organization. I was responsible for taking the first black conservative leaders to the White House, 400 of them. I helped raise money. Shout out to the white people that gave. I got one black man to give $20,000. We had to raise $400,000 to get 400 black people. It was about 1,000 apiece because we covered travel, hotel stay, to get them to the White House. President Trump set it up that they could be there. We had to raise money so they didn't have to worry about it. We could scholarship them. So, because a lot of people can't afford to fly to DC. It was young girls didn't even have a dress because they never been anywhere formal. My white wife, got one young lady a formal dress, bought her a dress so she can go to the White House. Y'all just don't like us black people.
What?
You think I don't like you ignorant ones.
Oh, wow.
You can't say that I don't love black people. You can't say all the things that I've done for black people. Sicaria Turner, her family, she gets shot in the
He's trying to prove to us that he's black.
Probably never mentioned her name. Young girl gets murdered. Her mama don't have a cell phone. Her mama car shot up, so they don't have no transportation or nothing. Her daughter dies in her arms. She had $14,000 in her GoFundMe. And y'all don't want nobody paid for her. No, I'll take that back. She only had 14 in her thing. Tyler Perry paid for her funeral. I raised $230,000 for her. But I don't care about black people. The black officer they getting ready to fire because a white person said something shady to him. They getting ready to fire this black man. They took his gun and everything. We raised $75,000 for him. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? All the black candidates running for office that we've supported. But you know, D.L. Hughley don't do nothing for it. I'm trying to get to the bottom of what happened to a young black man that died.
No, you're not.
Y'all trying to get to the bag and get to racism. I'm getting to the bottom of it.
No.
Y'all didn't dare go interview nobody because you too racist to care. I'm not looking at race. I'm looking at results.
No, you're
not.
not.
Let me say this.
You're full of it.
D.L. Hughley and them the most racist people that you'll ever hear. I think it is wrong to say something or predict something or project something off somebody based on their race alone. You gotta quit talking about these white people when you got skeletons in your closet. You know, and I'm pointed out as a person that says, I think black people can do better than this. I think black people should do better than this. I don't know why black people can't have their own businesses and stuff. Now, you gotta think about it. I'm done with doing this in the black community. I will never in my life put all of my attention on just black people. I'll never do that. I have a blended family and I have a blended extended family, which means that I believe in people who love Jesus Christ. Y'all are my family too. So I'm not gonna go and just help black kids and then leave white kids that are struggling aside because they're not black. I'm never gonna go out and not help Mexican kids because I wanna help white kids and so on and so forth. My thing is I wanna help everybody be better. We're done with this racist stuff in America. We're done with it. It's based on your character. If you're a good person, you my people. If you're a dirtbag, you ain't my people. Now, mind you, they go, yo people, you didn't turn on your people. Are you claiming these rappers out here with drill music killing each other every day? Are you claiming the brothers that killed Extension or whatever his name was? Young Dolph? Sean Taylor, my favorite football player? D. Williams? Who's the GOAT, came from Fort Worth, Texas, went to ODY, one of the only brothers that made it to the NFL, get shot up in a drive-by shooting in Denver, Colorado. He was the hero in our community.
Wow.
Who killed him? Black people. You want to go down the list? Are you saying these your people doing team takeovers every other weekend?
Shut up. All right, guys. I want to thank you for joining me today. I was going to do Meghan and Harry. Now, I did hear, according to a demon dictator, that Harry owes $45 million from his current lawsuit. Wow. They're going to go broke because of the lawsuits. Paying for them. But we will get into that tomorrow. We will talk about Harry's situation and Meghan's situation. Now, you know, she was on MasterChef the other day, embarrassing herself. And so that's that on that. Actually, I have a few videos of her on MasterChef looking like an idiot. Okay, hold on. What am I looking for? Oh, here we go. Okay, give me a second. I'm coming up. My playlist. Guys, I haven't seen Thomas Markle Jr. lately. It's been about 10 days. Okay, let's try something else. Playlist. Here we go. Let me see if I have it now. Come on, computer. All right, here we go. Oh. Let me do it this way. YouTube platform. All right, hold on a sec. Yeah, it's a shame what happened to Nolan. I just feel like they want to sweep it under the rug. And I'll be interesting to see what this Brandon person has to say about Chris Brown getting off. Not Chris Brown, but sorry, I didn't mean to say Chris Brown. I meant to say someone else. Sorry. Hold on, I'm trying to do two things at once.
God damn it.
Okay, this is her on MasterChef.
Let's talk about the fact that Meghan Markle finally, her long-awaited appearance on MasterChef Australia has now been released. When she taped it, it was so poorly done that it made news. because there was an issue about how they announced her. Here's the soundbite, SOT 9.
We've had MasterChef royalty in the kitchen before, but no one like this. All the way from sunny California, please welcome to MasterChef Australia, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle!
Don't you know I'm Sussex now, Dan?
She was so mad. She hated that woman who introduced her, Poe. And Poe is actually a big name in Australia. She's beloved. She came through MasterChef. So she started off as a contestant. She's now a judge, really beloved in Australia. So obviously Meghan decided to hate her and decide that she's a real bitch. And she totally castigated Poe behind the scenes for having introduced her as royalty. But this is nuts, Meghan, because, the whole concept of Meghan's guest appearance was framed around the idea of a dish fit for a duchess. So it's like, what? That's okay. But describing you as royalty is not. And by the way, again, no one's really pointed this out. Maybe no one cares anymore. But this appearance, Meghan, goes directly against the agreement that Queen Elizabeth II made with Meghan Markle, because you'll remember the Sandringham Summit was absolutely adamant in the fact that Meghan was not able to commercialise aspects of the British royal family. Yet my understanding, Meghan, is she's being paid for this MasterChef Australia experience. She wasn't doing this for altruistic reasons. She's not donating her fee to a charity. This is straight money in her pocket, and yet she used her Duchess title within it. So that is immediately a contravention of the Sandringham Summit.
Okay, there was another weird moment that we've just gotten a look at that has some people talking online, and I actually share the view. SOT 5, listen, watch this.
Can I ask you, please, Meghan, what is your favorite dish to cook for the family?
That's a tough one. It's a tough one because I have a lot of palates to appease. My husband, being from the UK, loves a lot of meat, potatoes, cream sauce. California girl, I like grilled fish, grilled meats, lots of citrus. I just like using really pure natural herbs and spices. Again, if you can pull fresh herbs like, do you say herbs or herbs here?
Do you say herbs? You do?
She don't cook.
I'm sorry.
She don't cook.
It's weird. Even like I don't cook, but I've got like my 5 go-tos as a mother of 3 children that, I will cook. If you ask me that, my answer would be lasagna. Everybody loves it. I've learned how to cook it. It's a crowd pleaser. Why can't she name the favorite meal? I've got a lot of palates to appease. So does every mother on earth. What are you saying? Of course, obviously, you have more than one child. You do, but somehow we managed to find an option. And most mothers or fathers, if they're the family cook, would have it at the ready, Dan.
100%, but she don't cook. Okay, because later in the show, she's asked to make something. Guess what she does? Pesto. So Meghan, from your hilarious sort of version of With Love, Meghan, with Maureen Callahan, all she does, your parody, that's the word I'm looking for. All she does is crudités and dips and fruit. So she's a woman who has a cooking and lifestyle show, who sells cooking and lifestyle products, is appearing on a cooking reality show. But she doesn't cook. She makes dips with crudités. Because I'm sorry, that is the easiest question to answer. And she doesn't cook for Harry. Poor Harry. He's not getting home cooking from Meghan Markle, okay? Trust me.
I totally agree. And it was obvious when you watched her stupid show that her biggest recipe was the Martha Stewart recipe for one-pot pasta, which she stole. It was very clear. If you line up the 2 recipes next to each other, they are virtually identical, which tells you a lot. Okay, here she is and talking about
the description on her website to read the original and the best. And so I think Martha Stewart knows that Meghan Markle stole it too.
Oh, she completely knows. Okay, here's her talking about what desserts she'll allow her children, Archie and Lilibet, in SOT 6.
The kids jump in a lot, especially with the garden. I think it's such a nice luxury to be able to have so much space and things to cook. And if they say, Mama, can I have dessert? You say, if you can pick it, you can have it. So you can't pick chocolate. No, you can't pick chocolate, which is great. So they can go pick a nice piece of fruit or whatnot. But no, we always have a nice, as my husband would say, pud after dinner.
Oh, those poor children. If you can't pick it off a tree, you can't have it as dessert.
Wow.
Okay, great. Sounds like a lot of fun, Dan.
She's that mum, isn't she? In fairness though, Meghan, my mum is the most amazing woman in the world and I adore her, but she was a bit like that. My mum was the mum that when we had trick-or-treating, mum would say, we'll have a bowl of carrots. So I think Meghan Markle is that mum. Because here's the thing, Meghan, and this is again a wider point. Markle doesn't like food. And I'm someone who loves my food. You know, Meghan, I battle with my weight. I love my food. It's like my passion in life. And I can really pick out that Meghan Markle doesn't like food. She loves to drink, right? She's a big drinker. She always has a cocktail in hand, always has a wine in hand. Again, not attacking that. You know, I like a drink too. But I genuinely believe she is not a woman who likes food, who enjoys food. Food for her is some type of weird social status thing. And so, yes, those poor kids, no one wants to go out and forage for their dessert.
I know, every time your mom's sending you out into your, make sure we get it on camera too. God forbid we do anything that's not on camera, including, you made a reference to it. We had a report that, you know, when the Buckingham Palace Day didn't work out for them on their last visit to meet with the king, they, you know, we were supposed to shed a tear for them, Dan, but they actually wound up staying at the estate of Diana's brother, Charles. He's also Charles Spencer, which almost puts Buckingham Palace to shame. So we're supposed to feel super sorry for them, but this guy's estate looks like Downton Abbey. And there was a question about whether while there, because that's where Diana is buried, whether while there, she would dare try to get a photo op somewhere near Diana's grave. And it appears she did it. She posted pictures online of her two children on the estate. We don't know exactly. I think Diana's buried near a pond or a lake there, but we know very well what she's telegraphing with this shot of her children on that particular estate, Dan. And there's been a lot of reaction to this suggesting she can't go anywhere. She's a disaster tourist. She can't go anywhere where that doesn't bring up a tragedy, where she doesn't insert herself, or in this case, her family, right smack dab in the middle.
Oh, I think this is just the start too. I mean, there's number one, there's absolutely no doubt that was taken at all thought, because she has propagandists in the US media, largely People magazine, and they confirmed that that picture was taken at Althorpe, and they are briefed directly, by the way. I mean, People magazine has admitted that Harry sometimes emails them direct. So that definitely is confirmed. That picture was taken at Althorpe. But what I think is particularly awful about it is that, you know,
Archie and Lily, the two children, I don't call her Lily Meghan, and I don't use their...
All right, guys, we're done. Woo! I hope you enjoyed the live. Okay, go back there. Mommy's coming. Come on. Cutie pie. Honey. It's late.
Lady Letitia, it's Lady Letitia, Letitia, Lady Letitia, Lady Letitia.
All right, guys, I'm out here. Thank you so much, Marine, for participating. You and Cece. Pickles, I see you out there too. Thank you, guys, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Love you guys. Yeah, make a cookbook. Oh, let me play that video you told me to just play. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Ooh, where is it?
Lady Letitia. It's Lady Letitia. Letitia.
Okay, hold on.
Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia.
Hold on. Nolan's autopsy.
Welcome to TMZ Live. In the Nolan Wells case, I think a very significant development. The Mississippi State Medical Examiner has completed the autopsy on Nolan Wells. We told you that there was a second autopsy. Actually, it was completed before the first one and done by the family. And the cause of death there was undetermined, although according to the family lawyer, Ben Crump, the medical examiner they used privately did not rule out foul play, but on the other hand, apparently has not found foul play. There was a discoloration on his skull, which could involve foul play, but it also could be something like blood pooling when the body was on a slab at the morgue. So we don't know. Right now, there are really no conclusions, at least that have been made public. The official autopsy results remain sealed. They will not be released probably for a while because the DA has already said this case is going to go before a grand jury. And the grand jury is going to, I think, do a couple of things. One, they can subpoena witnesses because remember, the sheriff can't do that. If the sheriff goes to somebody and asks, hey, we'd like to talk to you, the person can tell the sheriff to take a hike. The grand jury, they can subpoena somebody, put him under oath, and they either testify or they take the fifth. But they can force somebody to sit and presumably talk about what happened to Nolan Wells on July 4th. So I think that's where we are right now. That grand jury, by the way, has the ability to indict. But again, we don't know what the grand jury is going to do. Whether
Sorry about the echo.
Entire investigation, and then go to the grand jury, and then ask the grand jury to indict, or whether the DA will go as far as the DA can and then say, we need you to get additional information.
Yeah, so we'll start with the investigative phase. To your point, they can compel witnesses to provide information or to testify. They can also compel individuals to give records up to the investigative grand jury as well, which could open up things like text records. I know that they can get those from the phone companies without the grand jury, but it makes it a lot easier to be able to go directly to the source to get information that they might want as an investigative matter. Then, depending on what they find, to your point, they can absolutely convert that into an indicting grand jury, and they can try to get indictments against any potential wrongdoers.
Or, and we have to say this, and I think it's important to say, or they can conclude this was a tragic accident and that there's no criminality. And I think people have got to remember that is an absolute possibility on the table here, because there's been a lot of chatter online and by various people, who have gone to the media, but there is no clear path right now to any criminality that at least has been disclosed, except for one thing. There's already been an arrest, but the arrest doesn't have to do with Nolan
not
Wells.
related. Yeah, so we know that.
Okay, here's the video. CC.
Come back, man. Come back. Come back. Gun one would be 10,000. I am serious. Adios. Come back again. Come back again.
What's up?
I believe I heard you saying to.
Yes, I did on the 14th.
I believe you. Did you say
Yes.
me?
Actually,
Did you say that?
yes, sir.
Oh, you did say that? I find you in direct criminal contempt. 30 days in the county jail. Bye-bye.
That's cute, CC. Sending Magadoo to jail. Yeah, for calling the police, saying that about the police. Ucky. Yes, Maureen, there needs to be many questions asked. Thank you, CC. I thought that was cute. I wish that it was her going to jail and not that other lady. But I want to thank you guys again. Have a wonderful afternoon. Love you guys and kisses.